A is for archaeologists, B is for botanists, C is for cardinals and Catholic cardinals. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Already?
Oh.
Yeah. Try to surprise you.
You have to notify me, or
Trying
else,
to catch our...
or
No,
else
actually-
I'll sue for
No,
that.
actually, I don't. Georgia is a single-party consent state. So if one
Great.
person in a conversation consents to the recording, that being me,
Wait,
That's
really?
insane.
then I don't need your permission. Yeah,
That's insane.
there's like 10 states like that.
When you said it was a single-party consent state, I was like, I don't want this conversation to keep going.
Yeah.
I'm kind of afraid where this goes.
Where is this gonna end up? Yeah.
I'm just going to record everything now.
For real.
Welcome to the ABC podcast, where a bunch of friends get together, only 3 of us, and try to assemble an alphabet from a pointless topic. I'm your host, Anderson Carman.
And I'm Jack Felker.
And I'm Logan Hendry.
And today's alphabet is careers.
Okay.
What is a career?
Theme song! Okay, so Labor Day is coming up the day after this episode airs. Or the weekend after this episode airs. So, career is job.
It's good.
Like an occupation. We can
Sounds-
change it to occupation if that makes more sense.
What is a job? And does one need them?
This sounds like a start of a joke.
I feel like...
3 millennials get into a closet and start talking about
Start
careers.
debating what a job is.
Is that how you make money?
Is the money that green thing that everyone keeps flashing around?
Yeah, that's it.
I
I'm trying to
invest
decide
in
how
gold.
far to commit
Just
to like this
throw- This bit,
thread of this
yeah,
shtick.
it's not a good bit.
It's a bad one. All right, edit.
Careers. A.
Anthropology.
Ooh, that's a strong.
What is anthropology?
Don't know.
Is that I think that's isn't anthropology like the study of peoples?
I feel like it's
I
the
think
study
it's a-
of past people.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a career. I think it's just
I like
like
how you said anthropology, and then you just kind of threw it to the wolves, and we're like,
What is anthropology? We can't look anything up either, so really it's just
Oh.
going to be a lot of guessing.
yes.
In like 3 weeks when this comes out, we're going to be like, oh man.
no,
crap.
today when
Today.
this comes out. Don't ruin the illusion.
Oh yes.
That's right.
Today.
Luckily,
I can't even do
they
the math
can't
in
see
my
me wink at you. And, ting! That was your cue, Logan.
Oh, that's right. Ting. Forgot about that again.
Well, since we don't know anything about anthropology, what about astronauts?
That's
That's like the
best
one.
of careers.
That's the one that you always say as a kid. You're like, I'm gonna be an astronaut. And how many kids follow up on that? Because they find out there's numbers and physical fitness involved,
And that it's-
and like,
bananas. Like it's,
yeah, it's insane.
honestly like space is like the coolest thing right now, but I feel like it's one of the most underrated.
Space Force.
Space Force.
Oh god.
Okay, never mind. Maybe not underrated.
It combines like being a jet fighter pilot and also a scientist.
Yes.
It's like 2 like really crazy things. It's also a pioneer sort of. There's
See, here's the thing: is I feel like space is being an astronaut's exciting if there are aliens, but if there are aliens, I don't want to live in this world.
Well, the other thing though is I always wondered like, what if the aliens are not more advanced? Like I feel like
just-
it'd be a huge freaking letdown
like,
if we
what if-
discover them and they're in like the Stone Age. It's like, oh crap.
Like, what if we discover their planet?
Right, like what
That
if
would
it's
actually be
War of the
pretty cool.
Worlds and
we could
revert? That'd
ancient
be
alien
depressing.
them.
Has there ever been a story that's done that? Surely there's been a story that's done that.
Don't call me Shirley.
Oh, I guess Avatar is sort of like that. Like,
Yeah,
we're,
Avatar's totally
yeah.
that.
we're the invaders in that instance.
Yeah.
But we lose for no reason.
Well, it's because the animals come together and defeat.
Yeah, it's because the
And they
tree
defeat capitalism.
god.
I'm just
or
saying.
goddess
I'm just saying.
defeated us.
In Avatar 2, we better just nuke the planet.
Okay.
It's the only way to be sure.
That was not the moral or message of the story.
Avatar 2 starts with the Death Star rolling up, and we just go,
You weren't
Goodbye,
supposed to root for the humans and they're like corrupt capitalism.
bye, Pandora.
I was waiting for the smallpox blankets
Yeah.
to come out.
Oh,
That
God.
was the plot twist in Avatar that I thought would take
That's,
it
Right.
that's actually pretty
to
fair.
the historical
Yeah.
dark side. Like, oh,
Yeah.
This is, okay,
that's bad.
on the subject of Avatar, this was something that really bothers me about that movie. So all of the animals on Pandora have 6 limbs.
Sure.
Like they're monkeys, they're horses.
Not the people.
That awesome
But the people
cat
don't.
thing.
Yeah.
The cat, yeah, the big
Oh
like
man, that was my
Yeah.
favorite creature.
and then even like the rhinos. I'm not
yeah.
sure about the winged.
the winged thing is.
I think they just had 2 pairs
Banshees.
of wings, the
Yeah,
banshees.
the Banshees.
But then the people just had 2,
They were just tall.
2 limbs and 3 fingers. They only have 3 fingers.
Maybe that's where it
Oh,
connects.
yeah.
6.
What?
6 digits.
6 fingers in total.
They have a thumb.
Oh, so it's 8. So you
Oh yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
It's bothered me.
Yeah, that was
that,
weird.
it is bothersome.
Yeah, there were many things about Avatar that I was kind of like, okay. I do like the idea though of like medieval technology, but like home field advantage versus modern day weapons.
There was a
That's
really
kinda
cool story that Connor came up with in one of our story classes where it was like these 2 factions on a planet where one is like all about technology and the other one has all this magical stuff
Oh, interesting.
or something. And like they were battling, so like they had like an energy blade up against like a
chainsaw.
magical blade.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I
did see these.
it was really cool. I've always thought that'd be a cool concept because it's
There was like a big mech
think it was for
involved in that
props.
project,
I think it
right?
was for
Yeah,
props.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
it
he had the
was for props.
sword.
Yeah,
Like
that was cool.
it's pretty neat.
Very dope.
Anyways, I think that's a cool concept.
It is a cool concept.
I was gonna say accountant, and I feel like that
Oh,
that
I
answer is like the weakest of answers now.
Well, I should have said that
You
because
should have.
We,
But-
we also could have said artist.
Artist
we
is good.
should. Jeez, I'm gonna write all these down.
Though we could go illustrator later on. That's more to what we do.
So, since I'm married to an accountant, I can tell you what an accountant does.
please.
I have no idea.
I was gonna say I'll never need one, so it's almost useless. I'll never have enough money to where like an accountant really is something that I need to know about.
I have never done and never will do my taxes.
You've never paid it.
No, no.
I support it.
Well, no, like I don't want the IRS coming for you.
It's a good thing I'm in charge of that.
I'm more afraid of the IRS than the CIA or the KGB. Like the IRS never fail.
true.
It's true. No, I pay my taxes. I'm looking hard at the recording.
You just don't do them yourself.
I just don't do them myself. My wife does them.
That's so nice.
Yeah. But before that, like, I was a dependent of my dad, so my dad
right.
filed.
I was about
So,
to say, wait, has she always done them for you?
yeah,
That's commitment.
Yeah,
That's good.
Just always, yeah. That was actually part of the reason we got married. Well, because if we got married the next year, I mean, if we got married at the end of the year, then we would get all the tax benefits for the whole year.
Oh,
because it's
yeah.
the end of tax
Oh,
year.
well
so
done.
she had worked a whole year in corporate America.
That's so
Oh.
smart.
So, yeah, totally worth it.
Very
Man, I
smart.
wish I need to get married before I pay all these taxes. For real. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well,
You
or I
got,
just won't pay them.
You got like 6 months.
I mean, around this time last year,
Your time.
I wasn't engaged to anybody.
There you go.
So it's possible, bro. Yeah, no.
Chase your bliss.
So there's like 2 different kinds of accounting, or well, I mean, there's a lot of different kinds of accounting, but like she doesn't actually do taxes. So she actually gets help on her taxes from coworkers. She does employee benefit plans.
Interesting.
But what's interesting about just accountant, the job, the way that Laura talks about it is it's basically the mark of whether or not a society is not necessarily civilized, but like upper echelon. Because accountant is a pointless job. Like, literally, you're just recounting what someone else counted. And the reason is because there's so much counting going on in our society
Right.
that you need someone else to. But like in a tribe, there aren't any. Like,
Right.
You go back to like tribal America, there aren't accountants
We have
because
7 nuts.
wait.
Hold
Hold
on, let me do my
hold on.
job.
Wait, I need to double check this. I can verify there are 7.
There are
nuts.
indeed
I will,
7
I will
nuts.
write down on this parchment, and I will sign it, date it, and put a notary.
7 acorns.
Acorns. Ah, there were acorns.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was watching Lost in Space recently. On
Which
Netflix.
one?
On Netflix.
Okay, yeah.
It's the new one. It's really good. Actually.
Is it
I
that?
enjoyed
Is it an animated one?
No.
No,
It's
no.
live action, but there's a robot in it, and he's like visual effects. But anyways, it's a really good show, and on it, like, they're trying to figure out who from society is important that they need to send to the new world. And so, like, this family that goes is, like, just all geniuses. Like, the kid is a geologist, one of the other kids is a doctor, another one of the kids is a historian, and then the mom is a physicist, and the dad is in the military. Like, they're just primed to go to this other planet. I looked at Laura.
Little House on the Prairie.
I looked at Laura, I was like, yeah, you count things and I draw. I'm not getting on the ship.
Oh, man.
But, you know,
It's whatever.
that's fine. Beekeeper.
Oh, that's a strong one.
I couldn't think of it.
Yeah, that...
Beekeeper. That's also a job that is actually dying out.
Yeah.
Actually.
Because
the
the workers are dying.
Because the bees are also
The
dying
bees.
out. I think, I'm pretty sure I'm not misquoting this, but one of the best fables of all time is about a beekeeper. Basically, I think beekeeping is the worst job ever.
Right.
So, like,
Okay.
some all-powerful wizard gives a beekeeper a chance to be anything else. Haha, bee.
Oh, no.
Follows back up with the guy, like, 30 years later, and the dude's a beekeeper.
That's good.
And he's just like, oh, come on.
Interesting.
He's
That's
just like,
fun.
oh, I really like it. Like, I tried everything else and
Right.
figured that I liked this the most.
Huh.
Yeah.
I like to shoot smoke at insects.
For
And then
real?
steal their honey.
See, yeah.
Myths and Legends did a better version of that story with the
We need to
stonemason. That's a much better story. Plug Myths and Legends.
You're not a sponsor!
Oh, dang it! No, unplug!
Oh, jeez.
I'm just gonna start shouting out all my favorite podcasts just at random moments.
What, like the ABC podcast? Is
Like
that
the
one of them?
ABC podcast.
Hey, you
Oh.
should subscribe and all that jazz.
Yes.
Whatever, we don't care.
I care.
Any other bees?
I was gonna say barkeeper, but that's
Hey,
basically because it's
that's
beekeeper, all the same syllables.
Barkeep.
A barkeep. is,
barkeep,
you know,
yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of cool job.
It's cool. That's been around for a long time,
That's
too.
an old job.
Bass guitarist.
Ooh.
Okay. Perhaps in a fancy metal band
That's
called
right.
Meat Hole.
Meat hole.
God. It's from last episode.
That's good. Bass player. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it
guess
could
that's a
it could be
job.
the classical bass or a bass guitarist.
You know, I feel like the bass is so often confused with the drummer
Mm.
because of that beat. Like, sometimes you'll hear a bass player going and the guy's like doing the
Right.
that air drumming for the audio listeners.
Mm.
I always did that. I used to think that the bass line was drums, but it's not.
No.
No.
It's weird.
How much overlap is there between the classical bass and a bass guitar? Like, I feel
fair
like there
bit.
should be
Yeah.
some overlap.
Fair bit. Like, they both are generally much slower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they support the band, I think, in
I feel
general.
I feel like most good bass disappears into the final mix.
Right,
Like,
like-
you really, when you strip it all out, you're like, oh my gosh, there's a bass in
There's
there.
a really good bass player here.
Yeah.
I never knew that. The bass player's crying in the background, just like, I hate this.
It depends, too, because I think in jazz, bass shines a lot more. Like a lot more.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
That is cool.
What I love the bass battle in Scott Pilgrim
Yeah,
versus
yeah,
the
yeah.
World. They like get on, they're like dun 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 dun.
Yeah. And then
It's really
special
solid.
effects and magic realism just
It's real good.
go all over the place.
Barkeep, what's your drink?
Oh.
See, I don't know the names of any drinks, but what I like currently is apple juice
Yeah?
with some Fireball.
Okay.
Oh.
That's just fun.
But
But
fiery apple.
I feel like that probably has a name.
Probably does.
Probably so.
I need to come up with one right now. We'll call it the...
Twisted nipple.
There you go. I think that's already a drink.
Is it really?
Probably
Ah,
is. That
I
sounds,
hope so. Because that's just awesome.
It does sound like a drink, so...
It's up to you.
In a bottle.
There you go. There you go.
I'm going to edit that.
I was gonna say, I was like, well, I feel like
Oh,
I should
goodness.
probably not take this.
I'll have
any
the stuck in the bottle. Thank you.
I'll have
4
a-
rounds of that.
I'll have a juicy one.
Extra dry.
Extra. Honestly, I don't
Apple
think it is.
Jacks.
Apple Jacks. Hey, that's
Oh.
actually good. Apple Jacks. I'd call it
That's a
Apple
good
Jacks. It's my Apple Jacks. It's Apple Jacks. Anyways. you have a
Fireball doesn't have anything to do with Jack, though, does it?
drink? Yeah, we'll say it's cinnamon. Because Apple Jacks is cinnamon.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
That works.
Yeah.
anyways. I don't know.
I honestly haven't tried it, but the Four Horsemen sounds like a good drink. And anything to do with the Four Horsemen is just cool.
So we have a group of friends that are called the Four Horsemen.
Oh, yeah!
I'm Conquest.
Famine.
Oh, a good one.
and then we have Death and War.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to see how much our personalities actually line up.
I really want to meet Death because that's like huge shoes to fill. Not that Conquest and Famine
She
are not.
fills them. She fills them.
Dang.
Yeah, we'll do one of the we'll have the whole
just the
four.
Four Horsemen.
Oh.
We'll have the Four
That'd be
Horsemen all the
sweet.
time. Oh gosh.
That should go on the premium feed. Sign up for our Patreon.
Yeah, the
Jeez,
Patreon.
we don't have a Patreon.
We will.
Let's
yet.
get more subscribers than just family first, and then we'll see about any of that jazz. Hi, Mom. C. Unless you had a drink.
I don't really drink. If I do, it's like an IPA
Mm.
or rum and Coke.
Oh.
But I don't really drink that often, so
That's fine.
I'm like a social drinker when I'm social.
And so I don't drink.
C. Oh, CEO. I wanted to talk about this. So do you know what CEO stands for?
I think I do.
Like the CEO of a company.
Captain of Enterprise.
Ooh.
No.
That's COE.
COE.
Idiot. CEO.
It's like corporate something or other.
No.
No?
Nope.
I think I know it, but I kind of want to say the wrong thing, but I can't really think of a wrong thing to say.
We'll say
Chief Executive Officer?
that's correct.
That's actually
So boring.
right.
Chief
That's actually
Executive
right.
Officer, and then there's the COO, which is the Chief Operations Officer,
Yeah.
and then there's the CFO, which
Shout
is the
out CFO.
Chief Financial Officer.
It's true.
So, sometimes those like on a like hierarchy, those are like all equal, and then they have their teams underneath.
Nice.
But sometimes they put like the CEO above the other two.
Mm.
It depends on how the company's structured. It's kind of one of those things where it's a relatively arbitrary title. I mean, you can guess from the title what they actually do and stuff, but it's mostly whatever. I mean, however you set up your company is how you set up your company. So, yeah,
Car salesman.
car salesman.
Car salesman. Oh, quite possibly the most like I know lawyers. We don't trust them. We don't like doctors. Well, I don't really like. Anyways,
They're God complex.
And like who else? Like what? Politicians. That's the one I was thinking of. Like
Yes.
all of the untrustworthy careers, but car salesmen. I feel like they're almost like getting respectable.
It's anything to do with cars. Like, I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
even car repair. Like,
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just always like, I know that I'm getting played on
just
something.
Especially
Like,
with new cars.
Mhm.
Like, you used to be able to, like, you could have a general knowledge of how a car works, and you could actually, like, you could find a tutorial and change that part for pretty cheap. Nowadays, it's all computers and stuff, and you gotta be like an engineer.
Right,
you gotta,
you have
like,
no chance.
there's no way. Like, I can't do anything in my car.
I really want to learn.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I in theory know how to do an oil change by myself, but I don't have the space to get under a car.
That's the trick.
Yeah.
But
It's also just a hassle. It's like an hour on your back
yeah,
it's probably like noon too, so you're sweating, and then you like,
Yeah.
and you're like dropping oil into a pan and trying not to get it on your face.
That's the real trick. Is like, okay, so here I am unscrewing the oil pin nut. I'm making a screwing or a twisting motion with
a
my
screwing
fingers.
motion. Oh, okay.
Different. No.
I really like my car.
So we'll pick back up here. You're like unscrewing the nut for the oil pan.
Sure.
And then you gotta get your hand out of the way super
Sure,
fast
yeah.
because the oil's coming
It just
out,
flies out.
and it's always warm. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever changed the oil when I hadn't just been in my car, so it's burning hot. So like, okay,
Well,
please. Ah!
And then
Every
oil,
time.
you can't get rid of it.
Oh,
You'll
no.
have oily hands for the next month.
Oh, sure.
Even like, I don't know what it is, but if I was gonna like write a message that I needed to last for generations,
write
I
it.
would use that grunge under your car. Because when that gets under your fingernails, I kid you not, you gotta cut them.
Yeah.
Like, you can't wash that out.
You gotta cut your fingers off. That's what you're saying.
Yes. Like, it is so bad.
I've lost this hand.
That's how, like the Davos Seaworth in Game of Thrones? He's missing like
Yeah.
all the knuckles on his
Yeah.
left or right hand or something.
He's like,
He changed the oil in his car without gloves, that idiot.
The Onion Knight.
The Onion Knight.
That makes sense.
A true hero.
My dad was changing oil in the yard, so like,
Ooh.
I know it was a bad deal. He got like under his truck, which is it's high enough that he doesn't need to lift it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. But he's still in the grass and dirt, and it's Florida, so it's not really grass. It's like patches of like weeds and like sand and ants, just ants everywhere.
Ants
everywhere.
Ants and sand.
Why'd it have to be ants?
So like he's on his back, like just trying to change oil, and he comes out and like he's like getting bit by ants. It's awful. I was just like, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna just take it over to the. I'll pay $20 at the Walmart to get my oil changed.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
My dad wrote a book. Well, he needs to actually get it like published, which is ironic because he owns a publishing house. But, but he wrote this book back in college called "Other People's Toilet Paper," and it was all these ways to save money. And one of them was doing your own oil changes,
Right,
because it's like if you know how to do it, it's way cheaper.
It's
super easy. I mean, oil changes aren't super expensive, but it does. It is helpful. But yeah, it is this idea of like, you just go over to a friend's house, just take some of their toilet paper.
That's so...
It's great. I have to get it sometime.
Very
like,
good.
and he like wrote down, my dad, the math guy, he knows.
Yeah.
So he like wrote down how much you're saving over how, like there's financial notation
That's
at the end of
smart.
each chapter.
Oh,
like each
yes.
chapter is like a page. It's
Dude,
great.
I need... Like, I would buy that book. Like, I will be... Oh, my goodness. Me and
That's
Ian
real
were joking about... Ian is one of the guest hosts.
Yes, we know. He bailed on us today.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
You were our second option.
But I am kind of like a knockoff Ian. Like, in many ways. We could be substituted for each other with minimal confusion.
You're about half his
Half of his stature.
half of his height, yeah.
Twice as masculine. So half as not masculine.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm half as tall as twice as you.
Yeah.
You're more swole, I would say.
I appreciate that. Although if Ian was condensed to my size, he'd probably be pretty swole.
He's just skin and bones. It's ridiculous.
It is pretty ridiculous. But we were talking about the extremes of saving money, like not running the AC in the summertime.
Yeah.
Never flushing your
gosh.
toilet because you save shower water. That's pretty dark. I'll be honest. I don't do that.
I don't do that.
That's
No,
rough.
I don't care. No.
I mean, I have seen it done, and I may or may not have unwillingly participated. But
That's not cool.
now that I live on my own house now.
Yeah.
What's the rhyme? If it's yellow, let it mellow.
That's
If
such a
it's-
bad rhyme.
If it's brown, flush it down.
That's so bad.
It's
I
a
used-
dark one.
I heard someone once saying that it's supposed to be if it's brown, keep it around.
Oh
No.
no!
You just have like sludge in your toilet. It just like piles up over time. That's all it
Anytime
really
a
is.
guest walks in, they just pass out.
Yeah, I
Oh,
like the
God.
smell.
Oh,
God.
just throw some potpourri in there. And you're
Oh.
D. Doctor.
Doctor. Oh.
Oh.
Hey.
In what?
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Well, I guess a doctor.
Like a medical doctor? Yeah.
A
Sure.
useful doctor.
Yeah. Oh no! Shots fired.
Oh, I love that. Aren't lawyers doctors of jurisprudence, I think?
What?
I'm pretty sure that is actually like what a lawyer is.
Doctor jurisprudence.
Mm-hmm. I just know that jurisprudence is a word.
JP.
Something like that. I don't
Do you
know.
need to have a doctorate to be a lawyer?
Dude, I have no idea. But I think
What
so.
does PhD
Okay.
stand for? Physician, because is it like physician, physician honorary degree? I don't know.
That's not it. No.
Man, I have no idea either. Like, it's again.
Physical,
They have more debt than we do,
Human-
probably. So
physical human demon.
Demon.
I don't know. It's got to be something.
It's gotta be something.
What if it just didn't stand for anything? They're
What
just
if
like,
PhD,
we
they
need-
just made
We
it
need
up?
to put some acronyms at
All
the end
right.
of
it's
this.
probably Latin, honestly.
Yeah, it probably is.
Oh, pretentious.
It might be Proctor.
It's actually just a
Something,
Latin
something.
word. It's
So
fd.
what?
It means doctor in Latin.
What kind of what happened to somebody that they want to become a doctor of proctology?
You mean butt doctor?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, for a second I was like,
Dude, you're the medical expert.
dude,
here.
there are so many things to keep track of at all times.
Butt doctor.
Yeah,
Butt
like
doctor.
like
Well, because you could tell people you were a butt doctor. It's a good.
Like, I feel like that's
phrase,
almost
yeah.
its own reward.
like how? What do you do? I'm a butt doctor.
But
I'm a doctor. Doctor.
Oh no.
yeah, that's rough. The
Yeah,
thing
it
is, though, in the medical, like, as far as I can tell, there is no medical profession that doesn't involve poop at some point. Like, everyone...
You could say a bowel movement, or
bowel movements. Like, you will always get back to the nastiest of stuff, no matter what, like, no matter how far you try to run from it. You will end up, like, cleaning up a patient.
The only one I can't deal with is vomit. I'm pretty much okay with most other, like, blood, poo, pee.
That's surprising.
I mean, it's not great, but vomit, I will not. No.
I count vomit as one of, like, the least offensive body secretion.
Yeah.
Because, here's the thing. If I smell vomit, I might.
Yeah.
I might vomit myself. But if I smell or, like, see poo, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I gotta poo!
Blood's the worst. I think blood's the worst one.
Well, if I see blood, I don't start
bleeding.
Well, no, it just depends on, like, why the blood is coming out and what is happening. Like, if it's a ghastly wound...
that little stomach swoop when you see blood?
I just cringe. I just can't handle it.
It's a normal reaction.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I think the worst. Well, I don't know. There are several terrible ones.
Bile's pretty bad, too.
Bile's pretty bad.
Like pus out of a...
Oh, yeah. Like purulent drainage.
When I was interning with a veteran, a horse doctor.
Nice.
Over a summer, my dad wanted to hang around and kind of, keep an eye on me while I was having fun with the doctor. And we brought in this horse that got, like, an infected leg, and there's just he had this giant abscess on his leg. And he goes, all right, we gotta drain this. And he took a scalpel and just lanced it. And it just starts emptying out. And my dad is already kind of on the fritz. And then the vet said, yeah, you can put that on your mashed potatoes.
Oh, God.
I mean, you have to have a humor to deal with this.
Oh, my dad was just like, nope. Dude, I mean, if we want to go back to butt doctors... Horse doctors, they get this full arm glove,
no, I know,
and they go into
they're
the horse.
Cave diving, like, legit.
And you can see the horse, like, his tail's lifted, and you know the horse is like, what is happening?
That's the worst.
I do not want to be a part of this.
That's actually, like, proper technique, I think, to deliver a calf. Like, legit, during cow birth, I don't know how cows manage without people to help them give birth, because, like, I'm pretty sure 99% of the time it's like, yep, you gotta get both arms in there, man. Like,
oh, gosh.
Good luck. You might have to take a deep breath and stick your head inside to reach far enough. Like,
that is so bad.
Just horrifying.
Okay, we're gonna move on from that, because
Executioner. Did you know that back in ye olden times, there were families of executioners? Because people were afraid of executioners. They were like, well, like, this guy kills people for a living.
I saw this in a show. It was it had the executioner was an abusive father, basically.
Oh,
and he was raising his son to be an executioner too. But, like, the bad part about the dad was awful. Like, he was very
awful,
wicked.
Physical punishments were, like, huge. Yeah, so it was very abusive in that sort of sense. But.
Well, yeah, I guess. I always thought that they wore the hood. This is so dumb. I used to think they wore the hood so that the person being killed didn't know who it was. Which doesn't matter, because they're going to be dead.
Right, I mean, that knowledge really won't take them very far.
But it's the families, usually,
It's the family, well, it's everybody.
Yeah,
because
it's everybody.
If anybody knew who it was, then you can say, oh, he's the one, or she's the one. I don't want to be sexist towards my executioners. Maybe it was a lady. That'd be
a lady, like, killer.
You just see that she's got, and you're like, oh, I guess that's a lady up there.
that's a chick.
I'm curious. That would be such an awful profession to be born into, especially if you were just, like, not into it at all.
Well, and the thing is, like...
Well, I wonder if you would know that you're not into it, though. Because, I mean, you'd be killing chickens by age 5. Like...
Ooh, I think you would be, like, you could be the person who didn't have the stomach for it, like...
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I don't know, if you're brought up around that, I think that the only reason that people nowadays don't have stomach for things is because they only interact with it for the first time when they're 20.
Oh, sure. Well, weird. I mean, it's the difference between, like, if you're, like, trying to kill and butcher, like, a cow or chicken.
Yeah, I mean,
could probably do it, but would hate it.
Yeah, I mean,
but there's still people that like don't love their
it's the whole
professions.
nature versus nurture argument
Right.
of
Yeah.
like this. You know, if someone is told their whole life that execution is the best job ever, but they don't have the stomach for it, then they might not actually like it, regardless of their life situation. Right. So, would you be an executioner?
No.
$1 million salary every year.
No.
No, but here's the thing. The only reason I would say no...
You have the Hippocratic Oath.
Oh, well, I mean, no, I'd be totally down for that. The only reason I would say no, though, is that you can never find anybody to marry except an executioner. Because here's the other question. Would you marry someone whose living was killing people? Like, that's what they do for a living?
How do you bring that up, too?
Right. And that's why you have, like, generations...
No, you couldn't.
Until you married him.
You just be like...
Until you... Oh, that's so messed up.
Now I'm stuck.
Yeah. You'd be like, I work for the government, where it's not really important. What do you do?
Secret stuff.
I work with people.
How long would it take you then to spring the bomb on them? Like 10 years in?
Oh my gosh.
20 years in?
Would you ever? It's the whole like
I mean, you got to at some
Mr.
point.
and Mrs. Smith thing. Like,
no, see, I don't believe in that. Like, I think married people should eventually tell everyone all of the secrets. If you have a secret that they don't know
everyone
about,
all of the secrets.
I mean, the other spouse.
Yeah.
All of the people they're
Hey
married
guys,
to.
listen to all my secrets. Now
I'm
that
married.
I'm
Would
married.
you like to hear my darkest secrets now?
And now it is time to confess.
No, that is correct. Like, when you're married, you shouldn't have secrets. I mean, it's very often like a comedic thing of like, don't tell your wife anything. It's like, no, that's actually stupid.
That's
like, when you're married, you tell your wife everything, she tells you everything. Like, Laura's the only person that knows everything about me. Like, everybody does know everything about me. There's no secret that nobody knows.
But not everybody knows all of the facets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, Laura knows I'm an executioner. I mean...
Oh, shit. No. Oh, God.
Yeah. No, yeah, I couldn't do that either.
I couldn't handle it.
F.
I'm having a really hard time on the...
Firefighter.
Coming up on the fly. Ooh.
Football player.
Oh. Shut up. Firefighter.
Sure.
Good job. A cool job. Actually, firefighters are super underpaid, though.
Well, that was my question. Because for the longest time, there was the bucket brigade. Man, I was really... I almost died just then. Bucket brigade. The bucket brigade. Where everybody just, like... It was completely volunteer. Just... for, like, 1 day a week, you just had to go and you had to sit in the firehouse and work or whatever. But I guess now there are people that are full-time firefighters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like all firefighters.
I love how aggressive that name is. Like, you think of it as just sort of a normal word, like, firefighter. They fight fire.
They fight
It's good.
fire.
Like,
the one thing in the
really
universe
good.
that is like aggression itself, like a fire.
And I've seen, like, interviews with firefighters, and they're like, no, fire is a living animal. Like, they're very passionate about the fact that, like, no, it's out for us. Like, this is actually a war going on that nobody knows about.
Right. Nice.
I think I made them sound really crazy just then, but
No, I'm with it.
Fire is sentient.
For the longest time, I was gonna try and do smoke jumping. My older brother, when he was
jumping.
living his adventurous life, he's still alive. But this was during his really crazy days. There are firefighters out west where there'll be like a fire line, right? Like
Right.
in California, it's headed towards Los Angeles.
Right.
These crazy guys get into a helicopter, fly behind the line of fire, jump down and start fighting it from the back. They pull a flank attack on a fire.
That's
like,
so badass.
It's literally like in the top jobs. I'm like, all right, there's fighter pilots, there's special forces,
Right.
executioners and astronauts, and smoke jumpers. People that
Smoke.
jump into the middle of a fire with a hose, like, wow!
That's pretty cool.
That's
very
Now,
cool.
It's the next level.
Also a thing I probably wouldn't do.
On the topic of California going up in flames, I've heard that one of the
Liberals.
problems... I've heard one of the problems
Are
with
liberals.
that... Oh, jeez.
Sorry, I
Just
shouldn't have-
politicians in general.
Okay. Yeah.
One of the problems that has happened is that they haven't allowed control burns as often as they should. So they say, don't light a fire, don't light a fire, don't light a fire. And then all this dry brush just collects. And suddenly there's a fire with all this food. And it's like, yeah, we're not stopping.
Oh yeah.
I saw a fire once in Florida, like a wildfire.
We have them happen there. Yeah.
That was insane. Like, and especially like driving past that area the next day and being like, that's all black.
Yeah.
Like it was out. Like it just sort of did its thing and was like, all right, we're done. But like, there were plumes of smoke. Like terrifying.
My hometown caught fire a while back. Not like actual buildings, but like basically it's the city, and then as you get farther out, it just starts to get into more brush and like Everglades territory. So basically, all the brush caught fire. Like I think like it was like 400 acres burned, and the whole town was like covered in smoke. Like I'm pretty sure. I think a couple people lost their homes, but it didn't do any huge damage to like.
Florida's just an insane place to live.
It really is.
You might get drowned. You might get burned.
Yep.
You might get bitten by a huge old lizard.
It's true.
From the sewers.
Mm.
Good
Sewer lizard.
I was going to talk about this later under speculator, but quick backstory.
Speculator.
Crassus, most rich dude possibly in history, Roman guy,
Okay.
contemporary Julius Caesar, was like the first fire brigade organizer.
What's his name?
What he would do, Crassus? He organized his slaves, and whenever a house caught on fire, he would be the first guy on the scene like, oh, me and my slaves will put it out for you if you give me whatever is inside and the property.
Oh my god.
Or we could just let it burn to the ground. It's like, Crassus, that is so shady, but also kind of awesome. Like,
That's...
like it's literally
like,
the most shady business venture I can think
the
of.
person is literally like...
Burn it. I would just say I would
Or
let it burn.
maybe-
I would let
like,
it burn.
Maybe he was
because
buying it for
then-
like half value or something.
then-
Because you can
then he
build it
doesn't
back
get
up
it.
later.
'Cause then
Yeah,
he doesn't
and
get
Or
it.
it's
it's
like,
still
I
your
think it was like a
property.
50% thing. Like, you would buy it for half the value. That was it. Like, you could get half the value of all your stuff, or you could get no value. And the whole time that, like, you're, like, mulling it over, more is burning away. He's like, no, now it's a quarter. And now it's an eighth and a
gosh.
16th. And you're like, fine. He's like, okay,
That's
we'll put it
crazy.
out. And then he leans over to his other slaves and is like, hey, try not to be so obvious when you start the fires next time. Like, that's Crassus, man.
God.
Maybe he was responsible for the burning of Rome?
Probably so.
He was like, I'm gonna make a fortune!
100 years later, he's like, oh, yeah.
Was that Crassus with a C or a K?
C.
Okay.
Kratos.
Okay.
Okay.
G.
Gynecologist.
Okay. Okay, geologist.
That's all we'll say about that.
Geologist.
Geologist.
Yes. better.
Geology. One of my brothers-in-law got his degree in geology.
It's a mistake.
He worked at the CDC for... What?
It sounds so boring.
You're talking to like 2 fine art degrees.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Literally,
believe me.
yeah. I don't actually... I mean, geology is the study of rocks.
Yeah, it's a snooze fest. Like,
Yeah, like,
aw.
I don't actually know what, his specialty is, like, what he actually knows. Because now he, like, does project management for, a company. But for a while he worked at the CDC, and he mapped out, like, where they would put things in, like, trajections for outbreaks and stuff like that.
Oh, that's like cool geology.
Yeah, like cool geology.
Not the snooze fest geology where it's like,
I guess.
this fossil record and these specimens.
I don't know if they do fossil records. That's like a
I
archaeology.
guess that's
Archaeology.
archaeology. So geology is literally like, and this is this level of strata,
Well,
and this mountain range.
remember though, most of the most valuable things. There we go. Are rocks like diamonds
Coal, oil,
and gold.
oil is just like
oil.
yeah.
Just the,
It comes from the earth.
You know, I mean, so
I guess.
why did we decide diamonds are?
It's the
so
same
valuable.
with gold. It's cultural stuff that just like compounded over
Well, because like I
time.
wonder if
I think
like-
the Egyptians.
well, if like
started the gold
society had like started in where is it in Africa where all the diamonds were?
King Solomon's mines.
Oh, okay, cool.
thing.
In the land.
I don't know where.
I want to say
of,
South Africa, but I'm not sure. I mean, maybe it's
I feel like it's South Africa too, but
because
I
that's
don't
where
know.
the movie Blood Diamond takes place. That's what that's about.
Blood Diamond takes place in Sierra Leone, I think.
That sounds correct. Where is that?
West Africa.
Okay.
It's West Africa.
Anyways, wherever it is in Africa, I wonder like if society had started there, Maybe it did.
That's what they theorize, is that it's either out of Africa or the Fertile Crescent.
Yeah.
Or both.
Well, but like all of that.
That's where all the big populations were too.
But like, why was gold?
Well, because gold doesn't tarnish is the thing. So it's always shiny and really pretty.
Well, but beyond that, like, they had a ton of it. So why was it valuable if they had so much of it? Was it just as shiny? I think it's just because it was shiny.
I think the Egyptians... I think the Egyptians started the gold thing, like, way back. And it had something to do with their religion. And, like, it was like, it was the purest, most godly metal or something like that.
Because, like, lapis lazuli,
Yeah.
I get.
Oof. Pretty.
That blue...
Yeah.
Blue beautifulness that gave us...
That blue magic.
Yeah.
Not meth.
Yeah, that blue hue that finally made blue paint for the first time. Like,
Yeah.
Well, and actually, it probably goes back to accountants. So gold is like gold and diamond are things that are not inherently useful on like a tribal level.
correct.
So a thing like iron or copper or
right,
bronze.
right. Yeah.
Those are like barter materials, and a cow is a bartering material. Once you get to a currency level, you need something that is not actually valuable itself.
Interesting.
Because it has to be a symbol for things of value. So you wouldn't be like, this cow is worth so many, like, pounds of steel. And it's like, well, a cow is valuable, though.
That
like,
makes
now we're
sense.
still trading in kind.
Because we did shells for a little bit. They were like the quarry shells. So they were kind of, and like pearls. They are hard to obtain, but you can't really do anything with them. That actually makes a lot of sense. Look at you.
Thanks, man.
You're actually good for something.
Oh.
Okay.
Cool.
H.
I'm trying not to think of, like, a noun and then the adjective. So, like, helicopter pilot, I feel like it's cheating, because helicopter is not a profession. A horticulturist.
Oh, what is that?
Someone who studies the culture of... No. It's someone who
plants?
studies flowers and plants,
it's
I believe.
plants, I
Because we could go herbology.
Herbology.
Herbology is probably...
Or an herbologist, I guess.
Yeah.
I was going to say hatter. A person
Oh,
and
hatter.
a mad
That's
hatter.
good. It's good.
That is
I love how I
coolest.
love that name too. Well, because that's a very comic thing. So, like in comics, there are like all of the jobs are just what it is and add an ER. So there's the penciler, the inker, and then the colorist.
executioner.
I guess the colorist that kind of deviates.
The colorer.
Yeah, the writer, the penciler, the inker,
Colorer.
the colorer, the back
man.
scratcher.
Yeah. Hatter, what kind of hat do you want? Welcome to my hat factory. Welcome to my hat store, Mr. Logan. Mr. Logan. I have an accent. Don't know what it is yet, but welcome to my hat store. What? Oh my gosh!
It sounds like Korg from Thor Ragnarok. That's what it sounds like.
Hey, shut up. What sort of hat are you looking for today?
Most hats don't look good on me. So
I agree, but you're wearing a rather
I like
fine
that
one
one
right now.
yeah,
This is an heirloom.
it is.
Oh.
It's a good hat.
A heirloom.
Hair.
It's a good hat.
And it's a hat. Ah, whoa!
Good. No, what kind of hat would you like today, sir?
You know what hat looks good on everyone? The animal skin hat. So, like, a bear head, where, like, the jaws come down, or, like, a wolf pelt or a jaguar pelt.
I thought you were about to say like a coonskin cap. I was like, that
No,
looks
that's... I mean,
good
that's
on like two
cool.
people.
Davy Crockett and Georgie Russell. To be particular about
To
it.
be very precise.
Honestly, a
But-
beanie would probably be more my speed.
Beanie?
A beanie.
A beanie?
Yeah, I do love a beanie.
Yeah, yeah.
It would probably
see
be more
that.
my speed.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's a good
Oh,
speed.
all right. So I'll make your beanie for you real
I don't
quick.
like this.
I don't know. I really don't know what accent this is. I need to land on one and go with it. Hello.
Oh,
A
no!
good Cockney accent.
Oh,
I'll make you.
yeah.
Hello, Gov.
This is an adder, but there's not H's here.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be a Cockney hatter.
Yeah, Cockney hatter is a mistake. I'm gonna
rough.
go with the grizzly bear headdress. Because if you can kill a grizzly bear, then, you can keep the accent.
That's yeah.
Or if you can buy a grizzly bear.
Did you guys see The Revenant with
Yes.
I have not
Tom
seen
Hardy?
it. I still
This
need
is
to
Tom
see
Hardy in that film.
It. That's like Tom Hardy in every
Like he's
film.
talking. He's like, if just blink if you want to die.
The thing with Tom Hardy is that, like, the man is super duper talented and has a pretty good voice. And always plays a character in a mask with a strange, like,
It's true.
speech deficit.
Mad Max, I think he has like a total of 20 words.
And
Well, I
yet
mean,
is
it's a
still
beautiful-
one of the
oh, it's
most
phenomenal.
expressive actors ever.
It's phenomenal. But
Gosh.
That's like a Mad Max thing, though, right?
That's also
I
true.
think.
I don't know. I
Mel
haven't seen
Gibson
it.
says about 7 words
Yeah.
in Road Warrior.
Yeah.
It's cool because he's the titular character, but it's like
Not really about him.
it's not really about him. It's kind of it's about what goes on around him
Mm-hmm.
and because of him. But
One of my favorite ways of doing a movie. When the main character is like a witness, but not actually the driver.
Just like a
Because
plot.
then he can die. Because, like, if the story's all
That's
wrapped around
fair.
the main character, they can't die. They can't. The
Yeah.
movie's not going to end with them
Yeah.
dead. But, in the best of movies, your main character is pretty expendable, and you're like, wait, they could die.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
also
I love
also
that.
why I like an ensemble, because in an ensemble you can
Mm.
have a few different deaths, and
Yeah.
you got to make sure it's balanced right so that the right people.
You just have to establish stakes if that's the kind of mood you're
Yeah.
going for.
Yeah.
You have to go like early on and make sure that like the audience knows that people can die, like they do in
Hashtag
Game of
Sean
Thrones.
Bean.
Well, what
Oh.
just occurred to me, I was thinking of Lord of the Rings. Like, the only group of the Fellowship that dies is Boromir in
Yeah.
movie 1.
Yeah.
Like,
Sean Bean!
like it's kind of like, really? Everyone else made it?
Yeah.
Like, if you really think about it, it's kind of weird that there wasn't a big death scene in the final act.
Yeah.
Like, there wasn't a final sacrifice, really.
Sam died.
Oh my gosh. If Sam,
dude.
had to sacrifice himself right at the end, I don't think I would be able to watch the last movie. Be like, no, I can't do this.
You know what would have been, if, like, Sam had, like, tackled Gollum over the edge.
Mm-hmm.
Rough. Symbolically, Frodo dies, which is actually one of my favorite things about that crazy
That's true,
extended
yeah, yeah.
ending.
Yeah.
Because
All those fade to blacks.
right, but actually, there's a great Nerd Rider video, and I hate referencing Nerd Rider because
Yeah.
like his videos are very pretentious. Sorry, shout out Nerd Rider, but also negative shout out. But the story ends with the story. It's not the plot. Like by the end of the movie, the plot is done. Like there's not really stakes anymore. But we get to see that Frodo, like there was a cost. Like
Right.
Frodo doesn't just get away
yeah.
scot-free and
Right.
have a bunch of babes.
he's going to therapy for years
Yeah.
after that.
Oh yeah. No, he literally leaves.
Is that what? Oh, boo! Is that what like the far off country is? Is it just a shrink's office? Are Gandalf, Bilbo, and Frodo just going to go get therapy?
I think it's probably the
Like that's what
afterlife.
everyone was
And
looking
you know
forward
what
to.
you know what his first words are gonna be? Why didn't the Eagles just drop us off on Mount Doom?
Oh god.
Aye.
Igloo Rancher.
Do you think
What?
she said Igloo
That
Rancher?
is so great.
I just did the U. I just tried to tie two words together. What do you think an Igloo Rancher
You
does?
would a rancher like herds cattle, right?
Yeah.
Does
Or
you herd
grows things.
penguins?
You can't herd igloos.
I'm just gonna grow them.
can't hurt
I'm just gonna
igloos.
grow them out of the ground.
They're
I was imagining
the house is
an
built out
igloo
of
ranch.
Oh,
Giant igloo.
It's
That's
just-
all one story,
Oh,
which
so
I
it's
think
like-
all igloos
so it's
are.
So it's like a hotel, but they're just igloos.
it's a
But
camp.
does he manage like North Pole cattle, so like penguins,
I would sleep in an igloo.
seals?
No.
Are there seal ranchers who get them all together so people can kill them?
Oh
Dark.
gosh. No, I don't think so. I don't think that there's herding up north.
No,
I guess maybe caribou.
Mate,
I
wow.
don't even think caribou are like truly domesticated.
No.
That's fair.
Also, caribou are scary to me.
I felt like you were gonna say a legitimate eye.
Yeah, an investor, dude. Investing, like the stock market, I feel like is
Investing.
a dark and scary place.
It's so weird because it's like they really don't actually have any money, but they have buttloads of money.
I just like
it's all this. See, to me, it just feels like cheating. Like I could never do like stock brokering because I'm literally. I mean, it's just gambling. Like it's well informed gambling. So in some ways, if you know what you're doing, there's less stakes. But still, it's just like you're not actually doing anything. Like you are, like you're applying yourself, you're spending
Yeah.
your time. Like I get all that, but like, and maybe it's just as an
It doesn't
art,
feel useful.
I'm gonna get pretentious on you.
Yes.
Maybe it's just because I'm an artist. Like when I sit down to do something, at the end I have a thing that I've done. Like I've made something. Now this has value. I sell that.
Oh, yeah.
And, like the exchange of goods makes sense to me. But when people are just like, "Here, you want my number? I'll give you my number, and you take this number. And now I've got more numbers." Like
It's a job that has purpose, but could easily go away too.
That's what I-
Because
yeah.
it's all about investors investing into like different companies, so those companies can run better. they don't need the investments, but it just improves and it improves the companies, which just overall makes a larger.
Now Shark Tank is cool.
Yeah,
Shark Tank is really cool. Have you ever seen that?
I haven't watched it.
Yeah,
I don't really watch TV.
I actually thought it had to do with like real sharks, and that's why I started watching it.
Why?
Yes.
Well, because their logo has a shark fin and a bite out of it. Like,
all right.
I mean, it really is marketed kind of like a shark-based.
So I was really excited for it, and then lo and behold, I thought like they build like a shark aquarium every episode for these billionaires.
For all of those shark aquariums.
Yeah. Maybe they do the whale shark in Atlanta for one episode.
That's true.
That's huge.
That thing is huge.
That
Scary as all get out.
Could you imagine what would happen if that leaked? Like if that water, like just fell out.
It would flood for a good couple miles.
It would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it would crush you too.
It would be so bad.
Well,
That's the thing that that I've used to forget, but I don't anymore, is that a gallon of water weighs like 8.5 pounds. God. So like in a tsunami, that's the equivalent of like a mountain literally just smashing into stuff.
Nice.
That's why cars get blown away. Like,
yeah. I do love the feeling of like swimming down and you just kind of like are like
pressure.
Like I'm just being like sat on. It's pretty cool.
Anderson likes to get sit on.
No. Jay.
Oh, yes. A judge. Dread.
Oh, judge.
Like old-timey judges.
Wow.
Dude, a circuit judge. Back in ye olden times in America, in like Appalachia, being a circuit judge was literally like the most intense thing ever.
What's the circuit?
So, and it still has a carryover today. I don't really understand it. So I'm sorry, all of the lawyers who are about to go crazy.
Because I was about to say, because there are like the 12 circuits right now. Like that's still something that exists.
I don't understand our judicial system, the overlaps of like wherever they have, I don't know the word for it, jurisdiction.
Another J.
But, like, there were, like, circuits where the judge would go and, like, he would be, like, in court Tuesday through Friday and then, like, this month of the year.
Right.
So, like, everyone brings all their cases. But in Appalachia, you've got the Hatfield and McCoys. And how are you going to rule against Smitty Hatfield when the room is full of Hatfields and everyone's packing? Because, of course they are. Like, everyone has a gun. My dad has a lot of funny stories from, like, the 70s, practicing law in Atlanta. When judges packed, like this court security was the judge having a revolver in his lap the whole time. Like, if he gets up, I'm gonna blow him away. I see that he's got it in his pocket. If he gets up, I'm gonna blow him away. And there were a couple times where like people like started throwing hands, and the judge like jumped up with his gun.
Oh my gosh,
like,
that's awesome.
Hardcore stuff. So, judge.
That's
with a revolver. Any judge without a revolver, boo.
I do love how they still wear the black robe, and I'm
wish
glad
they wore the wigs.
Well, I'm kind of glad they got rid of that, but it would be great if we still had like the whole look. I always wonder about things like that.
I think they still do in England.
They do.
Oh yeah.
I think the lawyers do.
Yeah.
I wish that the Parliament did.
It's so interesting because it started as like
have you seen
a fashion fad, not like a.
Well, that's what I was about to say.
Right. It started as like a. For gentlemen or something?
Well, at what point are we going to update that? Like, that's...
It was syphilis.
What?
Yes,
okay.
No joke.
All right.
So, back in ye olden times, dude, I love, like, the phrase ye olden times and also just the weird stuff from history.
Right.
In, like, 16 and 1700, when literally everyone had syphilis. Like, just everyone did. It just, I don't know.
Because of the reason you usually get syphilis?
Yeah, because of that reason.
Oh.
That's what killed Benjamin Franklin. But so, syphilis makes your hair fall out.
Just casual.
And so, like, people would start going bald in, like, their 40s. And it's, like, an ugly going bald. Like, it's not even, like, receding hairline type. Like, it's a patch and then another patch. Oof. So then this one dude, this player, was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make this fancy freaking wig. Like, super ostentatious, way over the top. And, like, everyone made fun of him. But he just kept wearing it. And then all of a sudden, this one girl was like, you know what? My hair's falling out, too. That's kind of rocking. So she wore a wig. And then the next thing you knew, everyone was wearing wigs.
Interesting.
Wow.
That's how wedding engagement rings started, too. Some dude started selling wedding rings before you needed a wedding ring. And then was like, ladies, your man doesn't love you enough for an engagement ring? He must not love you very much. And then next thing you know, we're all dropping.
Well, you know, my older brother and his wife, she just has one ring. She got their engagement ring. They're like, that's
players.
That's good.
That's what I'm talking about. That's my.
I'm a sucker. I got a wedding ring.
Yep. You got played by whatever that dude's name was.
But it looks really cool.
Yeah. It's a good looking engagement ring. It was probably Crassus. I'm just gonna say Crassus probably invented the engagement ring too.
What a pimp.
I learned very, very, very recently that Ben Franklin practiced nudism in the morning.
Yes!
He called them air baths.
And that is exactly how it sounds.
Oh, I like the idea he's just walking out to get his paper in the morning.
Yeah,
And then
no.
the boy's like, oh, Mr. Franklin. He's just
Dude,
stretching.
Ben
got his
Franklin
morning coffee.
is just, like, at every turn, Ben Franklin is the most interesting person pretty much ever.
He
Like,
was
just-
definitely eccentric.
He,
Especially for
he
his time.
founded the firefighters. Pretty sure.
Philadelphia.
He definitely founded a
Was it
firefighting
him or was it
brigade.
Alexander Hamilton?
I'm gonna say
I don't
Franklin.
know. I haven't seen that play. I need to.
I'm thinking Franklin.
Good luck.
Yeah. Or at
wait.
least, I don't know.
You have to wait forever.
Is there like a DVD for it?
No, but there's probably a way to watch it.
You could probably find it on Wikipedia.
Ting!
Ting.
Ding.
Okay. K.
Kickboxer.
Oh,
Kickboxer.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
MMA is crazy.
The one that gets me, I guess this is MMA, but this is where you can just do is no holds barred.
Pretty much.
Wait, is that the phrase? No holds barred?
It's MMA. Yeah.
No holds barred.
No holds.
So any hold is legal. pretty
Oh,
much.
no holds barred. I
Right.
thought.
No holes. Ooh, proctology.
No holds barred.
Actually, gynecology.
Maybe they're trying to say no holes bared.
Bear.
Oh, no.
So Benjamin Franklin
Anyway,
not allowed.
No holds barred. So you can do.
You can break dudes' arms. You can.
You're,
Yeah.
like, there are always some baseline rules.
Yeah, sure.
Biting, eye gouges, nut
guess.
shots are pretty much always not allowed in any civilized.
Do you think they wear a cup?
sports.
I
I'm pretty
would.
sure they
I
do.
would.
So here's the thing.
I mean, I totally
potentially TMI. But when I played football,
You didn't, did you?
we were given a cup.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna wear that.
It is so uncomfortable. You
Sure.
can't run.
No, I know.
Because it's this hard shape in
Sure.
between your legs that's not supposed to be. And it's just, like, I did it maybe twice, and I was like, nah, I'm not. This is just, it's
But
not
did you
worth
ever
it.
like actually?
Did
get
you
hit?
ever regret
No,
it?
Yeah,
no, I
okay.
never regret it.
Because-
Oh, see, yeah.
I got a cup because I used to play a lot of paintball.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
for
a good
paintball,
call.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
for
and
paintball,
I was so happy I did. Like, oh my goodness, there was a couple times where it was like, oh, thank God.
I'm imagining the noise.
Whoa!
It was just like, it
This
was
guy's
like,
like shooting you. You just keep walking towards. He's just shooting you right in the
It
groin.
was just-
You
it was
celebrate.
crazy.
You're like, oh yeah.
there was this dude his FPS was up
No,
way too high
no.
on his gun. He literally shot a hole in my jeans. Like I had a bruise like about the size of like
Oh,
I don't even know. Like it was huge
the
and
best.
bad.
The best with
Yeah, I was like bleeding. It was great.
the best with the best with paintball is when it gets raised and it looks like you got a,
Oh, yeah.
a handshake
It's
with an
huge.
octopus.
Yeah.
Like it's all riddled up at your arm.
yes.
And now my brother used to play like shirtless and
Oh,
like
what
in
an
like
idiot.
gym shorts,
That was
like
me.
sprinting through the
I,
woods.
I played airsoft.
Okay, yeah.
Because it stung a little bit more,
Yeah.
but there was like no like you
Right.
afterwards it was like
There's no scarring.
If you don't wear a cup, there's no permanent damage.
oh gosh.
One time,
Oh, jeez.
I didn't wear a cup in football either, but one time I did. This is also probably going on the premium feed, so just get ready if there's a long,
jeez.
if it doesn't make any sense after this. But I did tackle a guy, but
I was playing soccer and the ball like
Oh.
someone punted and it was just bouncing really high.
Oh, did somebody
And
jump?
I was running towards it.
Yeah.
Someone else was running towards it, and he ran up. I don't know what his approach was. I don't think there's a way to describe this.
Yeah.
But he just lifts one of his he basically does a split in the air,
Why?
presenting towards the ball. But I'm gonna clear the ball, so I kick it.
Yeah.
oh,
I nailed him.
Good.
Like
That's what he gets.
right in between. And
You're not supposed to high kick anyway.
I've never heard a grown man yelp before. But it sounded like a wounded animal.
oh,
And then,
it was.
But then the hard part was everybody kind of laughed for a second, and then it was immediately like, "Oh, that's not good."
They all took a knee because he didn't get back up.
It's because like nut shots are so funny.
You heard everyone go, "Oh!"
Yeah.
Oh,
It's just
Oh
Yeah, that paused the game for a while.
It's honestly not even like the hard hits. It's like the small taps that just get you sometimes. You're just like, oh no.
It's because the scrotum is a really impressive feat of engineering. Because like the testicles are like, they're like boxers themselves, slipping punches. But if you catch them solid, they're like, oh, oh. They have a high dexterity and no constitution. God, I'm like, you know how they kind of retract a little bit when you think about a nut shot?
Yes.
Like, oh,
It's rough.
they're never coming down.
L.
Lawyer.
The parasites of... Nah, they're okay. I know a copyright lawyer.
I do too.
He's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's a cutthroat world.
Yeah. But...
Lawyers are good. It depends. Well, it depends on the type of lawyer.
They are a good thing.
Yes.
It
depends on the kind.
What is it that gives them the negative connotation? Because I don't think of really. I do think of
they're
tax
expensive.
people as
they're
the
expensive.
worst,
A tax collector. Oh man, yeah.
We'll get
Sorry.
there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
but
they're expensive for one. So I think that just automatically gives them they're also they've been corrupt in the past. So lying and cheating is not really a good thing to have
on record.
Yeah, on record.
Well, and they're designed to trip you up for stuff that doesn't matter.
Right.
So if you they're not going to go by the spirit of your words. They're going to literally look in the fine print and be like, "Ha, we're out of our contract now."
Well, and the other thing that sucks is
it's premium most of the time.
Right.
Thank you. I haven't had a good edit in a while.
Dude, a juicy conversation to go on the premium feed.
Oh, sure.
Jeez. It's non-existent premium feed.
I'm just gonna
Do you know what a perjury trap is?
Where they say, I feel like I can
Okay, do you know what...
Every law is now legal.
So actual perjury. P-E-R.
Sure.
G-U-I.
Purgatory.
So that's when you lie under oath.
Right.
If you lie under oath, that's not allowed. You're not allowed to do that.
Supposed to do.
But obviously you
Everyone
can't
does.
you can't know that anyone's ever lied under oath unless they tell you that they lied under oath.
Right.
So what sucks about a perjury trap is you could be innocent. You could be 100% innocent. But a lawyer just asks you two questions that contradict, and if you say them you could give the honest response to both of them and just screw yourself because of semantics.
So it's just it's like a complicated I cup. Spell I cup for me real quick. Or
ICUP.
yeah, exactly. So it's just a more complicated and worse
yeah.
version of that. Yeah.
Or it's what they got Clinton with. For the record, I'm totally not with Bill Clinton, ever. But but they knew that he was having an affair.
We
so
know,
they
we
asked
know,
him
we
about
know
having
you're
an
not
affair.
with him because he's with Monica Lewinsky. That's
Ooh. That was a good one. But that was part of the thing. When they found out he was having an affair with her, they asked him about having an affair with this other lady who it was known that he'd had an affair with. And he just denied having an affair point blank. He denied all of it. So then they had him.
Yeah.
Because
that's sort of the same thing, and it's
that's a real perjury trap. The other perjury trap was that's a semantic-y,
But that's what sucks is in an instance when somebody is actually innocent,
right,
and a prosecutor's just really good, and the person on the stand just really sucks, and wasn't taught right or whatever,
wasn't a lawyer,
and just says the honest thing, and they're like, well, you're screwed now.
You told the truth, you fool.
Yeah.
Ned Stark.
So
yeah,
that's
Poor
rough.
Ned.
What's interesting is that executioner didn't wear a mask.
Yeah. That dude also
is it Clegane? Is that his name?
Well,
Ilan Payne.
Ilan Payne,
Who had his
that's
tongue
right,
ripped out.
He killed somebody that everybody hated.
Ned?
He killed Joffrey?
Spoilers. M.
It's
M.
He died 3 seasons ago. It's cool.
Yeah.
He died 6 seasons
But it was
ago.
a great...
No, that's
Different people. Joffrey and Ned.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I was going back to Ned. I was like,
Dude,
was
he
season
died
one,
at the
bro.
start. M.
M.
magician.
Yes.
Magician.
We'll go with that one because the other one is not...
Okay, I want to hear you say it.
Because it's a profession.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Metallurgy.
Ooh, a metal worker.
I was gonna say metalsmith. Yeah, like a metalsmith.
Yeah.
Wait, what was your magician?
A magician.
That's
That's
kinda
specifically like a showy.
Like
Nice magic trick. They're not magic tricks.
Yeah.
They're illusions. Magic is what a does for money. What is that from? That's from Arrested Development.
oh, I knew it. Yeah, I love that. Dude, the episode with Tony Wonder, if Ben Stiller is in anything, I'm already pretty much a fan.
I still haven't seen all. I've worked.
Ben
I
Stiller
haven't
comes
either.
in later.
It's okay.
Apparently,
I just watched the one where it's very early on. Like they con the kid into wearing the suit so he can.
The god. Oh,
yeah.
that's so
And
funny.
they do. And you learn that one dude is
I never knew.
yeah, he's a never dude.
Tobias.
He just wears like cut off
Did
like.
you see Schweitzer's
No.
Patreon drawing of that?
No.
He did.
my
He did
goodness.
That's
Tobias
so good.
never knew.
Oh,
I'm
that
gonna
is
really
look that
good.
up.
He's all
Guys.
blue and everything. He's painted blue
Yeah.
because he's works with the Blue Man Group.
When he blew himself
Do you hear yourself?
and offered to blew everyone else. So funny.
It's real bad.
God, I love that. Like, that is a great show.
Can you do any magic tricks? Okay, gosh, like actual magic tricks.
No, I have no skills in that regard. I tried to learn multiple card tricks.
I used to be able to make a card disappear
just
just in my hand. I can do the whole thumb thing. Yeah, Logan's trying to figure it out right now.
Yeah, you got it. There it is. There it is.
Logan, I legit looked over because you had just done like the one half where you were just covering yourself,
yeah.
and I went, "Oh my god, his thumb is off!"
I feel like what I want to do though is, you know how you can get a kid with that sometimes?
Yeah.
I want to like do that and then be like,
Oh, like if I was like a thumb amputee, like if I was missing a thumb, I would do that all the time.
I think I've seen a video on YouTube of them doing that. Oh, there's like
And then
one
just
on
be like,
YouTube.
oh my gosh, it's gone.
There's this good story with my dad. All right, so when my dad was like 20, all right, hey, Dad, I love you. I'm going to like spill some. It might be embarrassing. I don't know. Who knows? But he was like 20 or something and young and dumb, you know. He was honking at a guy at like a light. And the dude got out of his car. And he got out of his car. And
And yes, good.
It was on.
It was on. That's right. So basically, what happened was my dad squared up. And the dude took his eye out. And he had a glass eye. And then my dad was shocked, and the dude just sucker punched him.
And you know that the dude had done that so many times.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my
I'm
god,
gonna take my out. He's gonna pause.
It's
I'm gonna
crazy.
blast him.
that's fantastic.
Yeah, no, my dad told me that
Wow.
story. It was.
Oh, that's the best fight you could lose.
Yeah.
though. You don't want to
It's
fight
a
the
good
guy who's
story.
already.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
Yeah,
It's
if you're
not
gonna
like
lose-
it's not like I got my beat in the road.
By a double amputee.
Right? No.
You know what you could say though is that he got beat up by a cyclops.
Oh,
I
and
faced
that's
the cyclops.
dude.
It's
You're
just,
in great
it's just
company
the
if you
story.
get beat up by a cyclops.
It's just the story of the Argonauts. I mean, that's all that this is.
And of Odysseus. Dude, that's what happened to Teddy Roosevelt. That's why he stopped boxing. Some dude hit him really hard, I think during a press
And he
conference.
got blinded in one of the
And
eyes?
it knocked one of his eyes
Oh,
not out, but like it detached
Oh,
the retina.
gosh.
So then he took up wrestling, which is like,
Have you
Teddy,
seen those-
calm down.
Have you seen those people that can like pop their eyes like out of their socket a little bit? Couldn't someone
That's
at SCAD
not
do that?
to
I
be
felt
done.
like
I don't.
I felt like there was somebody.
As your resident nurse, I say don't do that
They just
because
like,
that's like one of the.
Okay, here's the thing. No, I was talking.
Your eye comes out.
I was talking.
I just
love
don't
that
want
voice.
to. I don't want to.
I've told Laura this. I'll never wear contacts.
What?
It's never
Is it
happening.
the eye thing?
It's an eye. Stop it! God! Wait, are you wearing contacts
No.
and
Logan
Pops
glasses?
his
No,
eye
no.
out. It's like, oh
I
god.
was like, just no. Oh gosh!
It's contacts.
That's
I
impressive,
have
though.
no fear now. I'll touch anybody's eyes.
Dude,
You won't touch mine because I will bite your hand off.
but you're also good for eye drops.
It's true.
Fun fact: eye drops are probably the most difficult thing to administer in a hospital.
Oh yeah.
Like I would
that
rather
makes
like
sense.
slide a tube up someone's urethra.
Yeah,
than
I
give
was
eye
gonna
drops.
say, are you sure it's
Wait,
like
wait,
catheters?
wait.
Oh, dude, I'm getting to be a pro at that.
Would you rather? Or if it's up to them, like...
Oh, up to
Catheters
me.
are the worst.
But I would honestly think that at the end, they might choose the eye drops, too.
Are you speaking from experience?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I've had exploratory surgery.
Oh, God.
And I was in recovery for like...
Most awesome sounding surgery of all.
For like 2 weeks, I was in recovery in the hospital, and then 2 weeks after that.
Oh, wow. That's a long recovery in the hospital.
They like took my intestines out and like looked through. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Well, it's because I got hit by a car as a kid.
Oh.
Anyway,
He got hit by a car several times.
Yeah, I'm not good with cars. Yes,
Logan. He's been run over like 4 times.
Well, no. I've been hit by cars twice, run over once, and then like 6 or 7 car accidents. But like, honestly, I've been pretty lucky because like,
yeah, you got
most
all 4
of them are
limbs
pretty
and both
like,
eyes.
yeah, they're like mostly minor issues except for the first one.
Oof.
But
man,
no, the catheters are bad.
Catheters are.
Oh, I don't want. There's a question. Okay, I'm gonna have to edit this.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you're gonna have to edit that like.
Oh yeah, that's
at least 4 minutes.
But when the premium feed becomes a thing, that one is gonna be like a standalone episode. Because...
I'm just glad that I have something to hold over both of y'all's heads forever.
Oh, I love, dude. That's a story I tell all the time, and I probably shouldn't. But
we're gonna move on to In.
The Man with the Forearm.
Oh, gosh.
That's the episode to look for.
The Man with the Forearm.
It's a long episode.
In. I mean nurse, but we already did doctor, so that feels like a cop out.
I don't want to talk about nurses.
Why don't you want to talk about nurses? Where does the sexy nurse come from? Like, what is that? Like,
because nurses were primarily a female trade for a long time. Yeah, I think that's all it was. It was primarily feminine, which doesn't, it's like typing or...
And the secretary.
Yeah.
We'll get to S.
Okay. Well, I was just thinking about the sexy secretary, like the secretaries are always sexualized.
Yeah. Mad Men. I watched a couple episodes of that the other day.
That show was
You know what? Here's the thing.
It's weird.
I love that show because, like, it's very well done, but the morals are so messed up.
Well, it paints a good picture of what it was like.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's very accurate and very good, but, like, in all the worst ways. Like, I finished watching an episode, and I was like... Wow, I feel evil.
Yeah, I got kind of bored.
It gets boring.
It's like, it's really good.
I got like 6 or 7 episodes in, and I was like, I just don't want to watch this anymore.
It is a lot of Dawn just like staring at the wall and drinking. Yeah. And you're like, oh my goodness.
They all just day drinked constantly.
It was awesome, right?
No. They're all alcoholics.
What a time. What a time.
Oh, God. What a bad...
In. Come on.
In. I keep thinking nitroglycerin, and like I don't know why that's in my head, but
nitroglycerin.
No, I'm gonna leave all this dead space in here.
News anchor.
I will allow that.
News anchor.
That's good.
News anchor. I love watching news anchor fails because
Those
here's
are so
here's the thing: is a news anchor is just a pretty face that can read. It really is. 9 out of 10. You have your occasional intelligent one.
Sure.
Whoa.
Oh God.
No, I'm fine.
Anderson, no!
Karmic justice
is dying.
Wow! I'm never going to oppose news anchors again. For all the news anchors out there, I'm sorry on his behalf.
I just almost spewed. News anchor.
It would make Logan spew. I feel like that scene in Family Guy where we all just start.
We're all in like.
Who wants chowder?
Yeah! I love that one.
It's like tight space.
News anchor.
And it's carpeted.
Well, because they're just reading a teleprompter.
Sure.
And
with style and flair.
And when you're reading a teleprompter, you're just, I'm just going to read.
Aren't they journalists a little bit, though?
A lot of them are
I'm sure they are. Like, I'm kind of dissing.
You're going off of Anchorman. Great movie.
Great movie.
Which totally embodies this
which
whole
is true. And
fact.
there are some that are intelligent, but I think...
there are some that are intelligent, just like there are attractive girls who are also nerds. Sorry to all the attractive girls who are nerds out there. But...
Sorry?
I just don't believe in them. But just in case there are some.
I think you're not real.
I don't think they're real.
That is always the best part in like a movie when it's like the hot scientist, and you're like, you're like, okay, cool.
I call Barkeep. Yeah.
Are we boring you?
No, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say a Newsy. Did you guys see that movie? One of Christian Bale's early ones.
Yeah, with the kids.
Now that is like used car salesman for newspapers.
Original unions.
Yeah. Also original drug dealers. except with bad drugs.
What?
Man,
Information.
we've already gone past D. Drug dealer. The purest form of capitalism.
We use doctor.
Doctor.
That's weak. Erase it. Go back.
All right.
Oh, we got meth next.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we passed him, didn't we?
Oh, man, we passed meth cook?
Oh, opium.
There you go.
Yes.
No,
Opium.
You're not using opium?
Oh. What, opium dealer? That's not a real job.
I'm just going to shoehorn drug dealer.
Ophthalmology?
Operations
Ophthalmology
manager.
is like an
Eyes,
eye,
right?
Yeah.
Just an operations manager. Stop going back to medical.
I know, we gotta not be
Well,
with medical.
there's
I don't
so
like
many. It like they're all like
Optometrist,
yeah.
No, like an operations manager. Do
Yeah.
you like to plan things? Do you like to
No.
Gosh, no. I'm terrible at that.
All right, here's me. I either like to like do the thing I really like to do, which is like art stuff, like story stuff, but that doesn't pay very well right now. Or give me a mindless task that makes me enough money to live on, and I'm good with that.
Right.
I like customer service. It's nice. I just help people, and then I go home, and I don't have to think about that job, and I can just draw.
Yeah.
That's nice to me.
I will
Personally.
say that is the one difficult thing right now with my job
Yeah.
is that my job all day is drawing.
Right.
So then when I'm done working and I'm like, oh, I want to work on my thing now. It's
Yeah.
like I was drawing all day. I kind of want to play a game on my phone and watch a TV show
Right.
and veg for a bit. So that kind of is rough, but also I really enjoy
Exactly.
90% of my day.
Exactly.
So I'm kind of okay with it.
My
having a hard
current
time
thing
feeling
right
sorry
now
for you
is like I want more responsibility from my customer service job
Mm.
because right now I'm not getting enough. It's just it's tedious and boring, and I can definitely do more. So that's what I've been trying to find. So anyway,
Well, and speaking of tedious jobs,
yes.
Q. Oh wait, we're not at Q yet. Dang it! I'm ready for Q.
Ah.
I've got something I'm gonna share with you. Okay, we got to do P real quick. We got to pee real quick.
Pirate! Best job ever!
Thief, criminal thief of the seas.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Pirates are
Pillaging
like-
and
Pillaging, plundering,
P.
peeing over the side of your ship.
uh,
Pretty great.
splinters. Think of all the splinters they got.
Proctology?
Like, police.
Sure.
Did you say that
Pigs.
Pigs!
Oh,
Thank
no!
you. I was like,
Oh no!
I don't want to say it first!
Oh.
Oink oink oink. Donut eaters.
Ass now.
What was the book?
Bacon.
What was the kids' book that was like illustrated in all the characters?
Stand.
All the characters were animals, and
The cop was a pig.
The policemen were
Mouse?
pigs.
Maz.
I don't know, but like
That's not really a kid's book.
they were like, oh, it's
like
like
a Holocaust
super,
story.
it's like super aggressive. And all, he was like, no, I literally didn't even think about it. Like,
Animal.
Police pig.
Animal,
Like pee and
not
pee.
house. I'm thinking
Animal
Animal Farm is what I'm thinking.
Now that
of.
is a...
Animal
dude,
Farm
that
is
book
crazy.
is so...
I was like Animal House.
So
That's a
next
different
level.
movie. Yeah.
why are they called pigs? Like
Pigs?
derogatory. Like, why are the police called pigs?
Fat. They're not really all that fat.
Like they have,
honestly.
like they have to,
Stereotypically, they're
they have,
fat.
but they have to meet certain physical.
At the beginning.
Surprised,
At
yeah,
the beginning. At
is
the
the
beginning.
thing. Because there
Yeah.
are a lot of overweight cops.
I guess maybe in a town where like they don't care.
In Atlanta, like,
No.
they're the scary ones that you meet down at 5 Points.
Yes.
Then there are the overweight ones that you meet in, like, Johns Creek. I'm not going to say there's a reason for the change, but there is.
Well, because then what's
Drives you
interesting is
crazy.
the stereotype of donuts
Yeah.
with police.
Yeah.
I don't know. But what do pigs do? They,
Eat.
Yeah, besides that, though. Like, what are
I
they?
guess they grunt like they're seen as dirty.
They're
I don't
dirty,
know.
they're unclean.
It's just a mean thing to call somebody.
I guess, but like, why?
Some pigs hunt truffles.
Hey,
They're intelligent.
they can find them mushrooms.
They're as close to humans as animals get.
What?
Yeah, no, I mean pigs. They use.
Besides
I
dolphins?
thought it was frogs. The one frog we looked at the one time.
No, I'm pretty sure they use pigs. Like
After that frog video of the frogs spawning out of the back, frogs are not close to people.
Oh, yeah.
Frogs are close to
That's really
death.
No,
They're devils.
I think pigs have like their organs are close to ours or something like that.
I believe that is true. We can get, I think it's cow and pig insulin.
Yeah.
I think we can get a pig heart. Like we can transplant, or at least like it might be
I'll
the
bet you
valve.
we can
It might be the
transplant
valve.
the valves. Yeah, I was gonna say like
How it's just
I'm
like
just gonna say like no, that's not going to happen.
Stop.
What are you doing?
the heart Valve.
Stimulating himself.
No, I'm not. Just to clarify, I was not.
This whole episode. Is
Okay.
gonna-
I just have to edit
That's
this
what
whole thing
happens
out.
whenever
It's
I'm
going to be the
here.
intro and it's going to stop. Q. All right. So,
Quasar.
no. There's a job called a quilt stuffer.
Oh, good.
All you do is you stuff quilts. Would you like to know how much you can make as a quilt stuffer?
100,000.
Okay, well, calm down.
I'm just going way crazy because
Okay.
I know it's too much.
20,000.
29,000.
That was pretty.
29,000 for stump a year.
That's like as much as a firefighter.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
That's as
Yeah.
much as a policeman.
How much experience do you need to stuff quilts?
I don't think you need much.
Turns
I
out
found
you
that
have
out.
to have a master's.
You need to have 10
So-
years of experience before you even think
Well,
about
because
stuffing
you were
quilts.
talking about mindless tasks.
Yeah.
Stuff a quilt, bro.
There's a difference between. It's not mindless. It's.
You do not have to think about it when you're at home.
Right, exactly. It's also like, because I want to have an interesting experience at work, but not when I don't want to take work home with me, basically.
See, this is one of the reasons I really like art, because even though it may be every day that I'm drawing something,
Right.
I'm like hardly ever drawing the same thing. So every day is going to be different no matter what. I might be working on one project over the course of several days, but it's literally always going to be a new thing. I remember when I worked at in a fast food restaurant, I always loved to bag the food.
Yeah.
Because the orders are all different, so it's different. But like if you're just sitting and taking orders, yes, the order is different, but you're pushing the same buttons and you're just
I hate
dying. And then if you're in the back, it's even worse because you're just like just dipping fries, pulling them out, dipping fries, pulling them out, and you're like, "How long has it been?" 5 minutes. And you're like, "Oh gosh!"
You must be in a slow restaurant. I think if you're in a good if you're in a good restaurant environment, that job
That time
flies
goes
by.
so
Yeah,
fast.
so quick. I had an interesting experience when I was in high school as a dishwasher. And I was a sophomore in high school. And that job was so slow during the day. Like, I literally got 4 plates in to wash. And, like, I would get yelled at for not doing anything, but, like, I had done everything I could do.
Right.
There was nothing. They were like, wipe something down. I was like, I've wiped everything down, like, 3 times. But anyway,
I did like
I have nothing to keep you interested.
I did like to wash the dishes because I just like put in earbuds and
Yeah,
listen to something
exactly.
and just go to town.
You got a
like,
mountain
and
of
also
dishes.
you're
Right.
like you can see progress. Like that
Right.
is so nice. Like
So nice.
oh man, like this. It's kind of why I like doing chores around the house.
Yes.
Like I love just like doing the laundry and being like, all right, laundry's done now. I get to put all that away.
I'll sometimes do that to get myself into the mood of like getting things done.
I organized my office the other day. Oh, that felt so good. Like that was.
Right,
there
like
are-
I would
there are
wash
words to
dishes
describe it, but
before
this is a
doing
family
that
podcast.
because like I need to be coming off a wave of success
considered
to
saying
start
so.
organizing my room or office.
Yeah.
I don't have an office.
Yeah,
no.
it's.
I have, like, a
it's good.
space. It's just a space. It's all one room.
Yeah.
It's a good room.
All right, R.
Receptionist.
Oh, receptionist is good.
Receptionist.
I was gonna say raider, but that's pretty much the same as a pirate.
You would make. Get off it. You would make a baller receptionist. I'd love to come in and see you.
Those are actually the type of jobs I've been applying for. Those types of things. Because you greet people, which is cool, and then you just, like, take information and type stuff in. It's nice. It works. Doctor, there's a person... I don't know how to do insurance, though. So, that's the one thing. Anyway.
This is lame.
I mean, I could do other receptionist jobs other places, but, like, they're all... But if you do anything for a doctor, you gotta, like, know how to take insurance, so...
Well, couldn't you be taught that?
Probably, but they want, like, experience.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
They want, like, a 40-year-old lady who, like, has been doing the job forever.
Right. Tell them that you have a lot of experience. And then just
lie.
fake it till you make it.
Well, once you get there,
you'll have
and
experience.
you're like, all right, so you know how to do this, and you're like, well,
Yeah.
It was
is-
completely different at
this
the
is
other
this,
place.
yeah,
Yeah, it was.
yeah. You just say it was
That's a
different because it
classic.
was because they didn't have it. That's how it was different. It wasn't there.
Roadie, before we leave this one.
That's a
So
better
for a
one.
band,
Wait,
the roadie is the guy who just
I was
manages
thinking
their
a rodeo
tours.
clown. Shoot.
Oh, rodeo,
I thought-
rodeo bull rider. That's up there with smoke jumpers.
I honestly went to Roadie Rhodes from Iron Man.
Well, that's what he is.
War Machine?
So he is the roadie of Iron Man.
What?
So that's what a roadie is for a band. He just manages all of the scheduling and transportation.
I don't
which
think
is
you know who
actually
Roadie
impossible.
Rhodes is,
No, I know what you're talking about. Don Cheadle. Like, that's
In the
his
first
job
movie,
in the first
maybe.
movie.
Yeah.
I mean, after that, he becomes War Machine, so
He's
he's
his
everything.
liaison.
But dude, that's like what roadies are. Like, they do that for bands, and apparently it is the most awesome job. Like, a roadie is the most epic human in the world.
You're just
a glorified
coordinating. You're
receptionist,
just a coordinator.
basically.
But imagine coordinating, like,
Led
Aerosmith
Zeppelin, yeah.
or Led Zeppelin.
Dude,
like,
Aerosmith
can you
was
imagine
the
how
first band that popped in my
crazy
mind.
that would be?
That's weird.
Yeah. Like,
Aerosmith.
got something going on.
80s.
Are we going to go back and do L, or are we just going to let it go?
No.
Okay.
Well, it's liaison. Whatever. Who
Oh,
cares?
liaison.
This is a dumb job.
Rodeo
Shout out to all
bull
my
riders.
liaisons out there. S.
Satrap.
A satrap?
Or a satrap. Yeah.
Is that just a wise man?
It's a governor in the Persian Empire.
Oh, okay.
It's a really
Do
cool
we
system.
not have that anymore?
No, I think satrapy is still, like, kind of thrown around sometimes in very isolated circles.
Okay.
Sage.
Sage. Oh,
A
man.
seer?
That's
Yeah, a
seer.
seer.
I love when I
skin
figured
changer.
out like what Seer's just someone that sees.
Yeah.
Like I went.
It's like an inker. Someone that inks.
That's good.
And a namer. Someone who names.
The Name of the Wind.
Dude,
It's a good series.
I'm so
What
good.
is this?
Well, he just said namers, and
A
those
namer,
are like,
yeah.
it's like a type of magician in
Yeah.
a fantasy series by Patrick Rothfuss. You should read it. Shout out to
Shout
Patrick
out to
Rothfuss.
Patrick Rothfuss. Please, get that third book out, my God. You lazy.
See?
Oh, no!
The fact that I know that there's a book yet to come out, it means I'm not
No.
starting this.
No,
I don't. Here's
they
the
weren't
thing,
starting
here's
because
thing,
by the
here's
time
thing.
you finish
No,
them,
no.
they'll be out.
This is the worst
So
because
Yeah, they are like 1,000 pages each.
I read a series called Red Rising. And I started the first one when the third book was coming out. And I was like, perfect. I'm going to be able to just finish this trilogy. And I read through it, loved it. It was awesome.
It's more than a
It
trilogy?
finished great. He just came out with book 4.
Die,
And I'm just
Iron
like,
Gold.
I hate you.
No, see,
Like, but like, here's the thing: is I'm excited to like go back and read it, but this mythology is so thick. Like, it's gonna I'm gonna need to watch some YouTube videos, and I don't know if I care that much. And I've got other things to read.
Yeah.
I need to get back into some classic literature.
I need to complete the Stormlight Archive before I forget all of the.
Dude, I need
all
to
the
start the
past
Stormlight
stuff.
Archive.
It's very good.
But I just used all my Audible credits.
And Sanderson, all right, now I love Patrick Rothfuss, and I agree he's taking a long time. He's a busy guy. He does other stuff, but also he needs to finish it before our expectations are way too high for the book.
Already way too high.
Yeah. Anyway, Brandon Sanderson does not have this issue. He comes out with a book like every year, and it's like 1,000 pages long. The man writes.
like Stephen King.
Yeah,
Ugh.
no, but they're quality books too.
I've heard that
Like-
his plots are actually like
Yeah.
action heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is the only downside. Pat, don't get mad. But let's be real. There's a lot of pages, and if you really
There's, like,
if you Wikipedia the story, it's like a
It's mostly character drama. Honestly.
it's a lot of character drama,
Yeah.
which is both good and bad.
Ugh.
I like it.
it's
It's
great.
actually that's the book that got me back into reading, honestly.
Yeah.
And like I just like went down a fantasy.
And his
spiral.
command of language is awesome.
Oh, sure.
Like he is like there are parts of that book that are actually beautiful
Oh,
just
yeah.
to read. It's
See,
like,
I
wow.
have to know that there's an end. I have to.
I mean, there will be.
Well, there will be.
Yeah,
Unless
but
he
like,
dies.
but here's the
He
thing:
won't
is
die.
because
Hold
He's
on.
40. No, we're more concerned with George R. R. Martin.
yeah, it's
right
true.
now.
Yeah, it's very true.
That dude
I'm
could
pretty
go
sure
at
there's
any minute.
probably a George R. R. Martin like death watch like where
like
they're just,
oh yeah,
like there's probably
There's
a death
already
pool.
multiple
Yeah, like a
contingency
Deadpool.
plans.
Did you know this is crazy?
Hmm.
There is a this is so sad too. There's a death counter for Black Friday.
the
Oh, for how many people will
For how-
die?
No, because every year it gets updated with the number of deaths that have taken place on Black Friday.
That's crazy.
And usually there's one a year, at least.
At least. Oh
Yeah.
no! If I was
Yes.
a betting man, I would be betting in double digits, like
Well,
10.
that doesn't happen
Easy.
as often. Like usually it's around 3 to 5.
That's weak.
I participated.
better.
in it.
This is America.
I participated in Black Friday only because I like to see the. I
Just
like.
the
I
madness?
I just like to
Yeah.
see them freak
to
out.
participate in the human.
Yeah,
Psychopaths.
like I you know, like
Psychopaths.
I might like grab like a Blu-ray here or like some headphones there, but
Might
I'm
trample a
not.
person.
Yeah,
Put it in my coat pocket
Yeah.
and walk out. You know.
but I'm not going for like
What's
those
there-
TVs. Or whatever.
What do you think they're... Jeez.
Oh God.
Anderson, you must have sinned before we did this. What did you do?
What do you
Oh,
think their-
Inquisitor. Sorry. Great job.
What do you think their shrinkage is on Black Friday? Do you know what shrinkage is?
Like the damages?
No, it's the retail
Losses?
term for
The amount of product
theft.
they lose?
Yeah.
It's got to be bananas because shrinkage is already crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
it depends on where you're at, too.
Anyways. T. We gotta
Also, there's
muscle through.
cops everywhere on
Gotta
Black
muscle
Friday.
through this last half.
Pigs.
Transporter.
Oh,
There are
Jason Statham.
multiple applications. Insulin. Learning a lot about insulin recently. I haven't watched all the Transporter movies. I haven't watched all of them.
I don't think I've seen
haven't
any of
watched
them.
any of them all the way
The first
through.
one's good.
I don't like
that's it.
Statham. Personally.
Really?
Sorry,
Oh.
he's just the bald.
Yeah.
He's in
the
Meg
bald,
right
angry
now?
British man.
He's a potato.
He's a... Oh, no.
He's in the Meg
Yeah,
I
right
know
now,
what.
right?
Wait, who's the
That-
potato? No, someone
I
else is
don't
the
like
potato.
that. I think that looks
Right. Well,
Maybe it's Bruce Willis.
that's sort of the quality I put it in.
They all look the same.
The thing is, I feel like... Yeah, like, I feel like he's almost like
I just don't like.
all show, no go. Like, he looks really cool.
I just
and is
don't
in
like.
cool roles,
yeah.
but I
The
just
first
don't think he's
Transporter
actually
was
that
really cool. There's this fight that he does where he gets all greased up and
Oh, good.
fights a bunch of guys.
Is it
and
like black
oil? Oh, it's black
It's-
oil.
okay,
it's
cool.
really,
Yeah, I was
it's
gonna-
really nice.
it's-
Okay, that's kind of...
But
it's baby oil.
Instead of, like, baby oil, which would be kind
It's
of...
like shiny and
I'm just-
slippery.
I feel like there's already, like, kind of a weird vibe with the black oil.
But like he takes this bike and
Yeah.
you know how bike pedals have the little things to slide your shoes in for
yeah.
faster grip. He puts his feet in there and like breaks them off. So now he's got like skates. So like the surface is
kinda
all
cool.
oily, so he can step.
Oh,
he's,
and everybody else is
Everyone
slipping.
else is slipping all over the place. And
That's
it's
a cool... It's a cool
it's a-
aspect of a fight.
It's a really cool fight scene.
I remember watching the fight from like Transporter 3 where basically just undresses the whole fight, and it was a little weird. I was like, I think that like Jason Statham like has clearly he's got a rockin' bod, but like I don't like this. This is making me uncomfortable now. I hope no one walks in and watches me watching this fight scene. Like it's weird.
I just don't like generic action movies, like across the board. Usually, I don't know.
That's true.
That's a fair
What'd you think
statement.
about
Max
Baby?
Baby Driver?
Baby Driver's a good movie.
Baby Driver's
That's not a generic action movie.
It's really
either.
good. I
Yeah.
loved how he used the music in the movie.
Still
Yeah.
haven't finished
Because here's
it.
the thing. Okay, so Mission Impossible
good.
Fallout, I still haven't seen it.
I want to see that.
Looks really good.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's not going to be as good as the trailer. Because there's that bit where Henry Cavill
Yeah.
pumps his fist
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
And
to
it's-
the beat,
yeah, and it's set
to the beat, and
Oh,
then the
that's
rest
great.
of that
Yeah.
the rest of that choreography is like on the hits.
It's very good.
But that's not how
Seems
that
like
scene
that
takes
never
place in the
play
trailer,
out in
and it
the
has
movie.
to. If
It's
if
so
it if
good.
it happened like if it was choreographed to music, oh, that'd be so
It's just-
baller.
It's a thing that like people don't do very much, and it works really well. It like hypes up the action.
Yes.
And it all feels.
Duel of the Fates. Like, the fight scene with Darth Maul is, like, half as good without that soundtrack.
It's true.
And then that soundtrack literally is always the right
And
move.
that movie is like
That movie is, no.
just much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of sad because of how awesome that fight scene is.
Right. You
Right.
get a glimpse of what it could have been, and you're like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
You had this waiting in the wings, and we watched the Trade Federation?
They should have just like.
Like, what if Darth Maul had started chasing them from the beginning?
Here's a question, because I went back to the other podcast episodes, and I went through the entire Star Wars one.
Well, it's good to know we have a listener.
That's right. Explain to me the age difference between Anakin and Padme. Why?
It's like 6 years
it's
or something.
Weird.
No,
It's
no, no.
long.
It's
7
like
years?
I want to say it's like 13.
Yeah, she's at least like.
No,
She's at least
she's
a
a
decade.
teenager
She's,
in
no,
the
she's
first
at
movie.
least a decade older.
Nay.
No,
She's
even
a
if she's a
teenager. in the first
teenager.
one. Like,
It's
like
strange,
14
though.
or,
Because
14
he's
or
like
15.
10. He's like 10.
Right.
Right.
So if she's 15 and he's 10.
It's still weird.
Still
No,
weird.
she wouldn't be 15.
No, I
She's gotta
remember. So I was gonna say used to be a Star Wars nerd. Still am. I remember that I at some point learned Padme was like the youngest queen of Naboo in forever. Like she's like a child queen.
I really want to know this now.
It's just
You know.
it's just
Still
weird.
weird,
It's
though.
very weird. Well, because then like, how old is he in the next movie when they like start
Attack of the
a
Clones.
romantic?
He's
Yeah,
gotta
that's
be,
when they start
like,
to like.
16
like
or
the
17.
romance.
That's gotta be like.
Okay.
But even
She's
still,
still, like,
all I'm gonna say is,
27.
like, if she like watched this kid grow up, like,
That's what
if
I'm
I knew a
saying.
kid at
Yeah,
10,
if you knew
I
him
can
as a
never
kid,
be
yeah.
interested in them because that is just weird.
It's weird.
Gross.
It's very strange.
That's bad.
It's almost George R. R. Martin levels of weird.
All that incense.
Yes, the incense.
Dude,
got-
when
it's
the
gotta
good
burn
guys
some
started doing
incense.
incense, that was
Yeah.
when I was just like, George,
That's
I used to have rules about what I was cool with and not. This is not allowed, okay?
Have you seen the most recent?
Yeah. Not cool with burning incense.
Yeah.
It's not good.
It's no spoiler alert, because now everyone's wondering,
Who is it? Yeah.
Was it a Tyrion? Oh, gross.
Okay.
You.
Not me, I didn't do it.
No.
You.
A...
Umbrella Man.
Yeah, I was gonna say an urn maker, but that's, again, it's
Urn.
not really it's not what I'm looking for.
Umpire. An umpire.
Yeah, that's a good
the
one.
most...
Umpire.
That...
Is that with an E?
Honestly, I don't think
No,
you could...
it's you. It's
you
you
couldn't
and-
pay me to do that.
It's okay.
You.
Like...
What?
To be hated...
Oh,
for your
I
job.
thought you were talking about the fact
And to
that
be
there's a
that
ball
self-confident?
coming at your bowl at 90 miles an hour.
Well, also that. But
I
like...
just don't like baseball, so I
Or
would
even
be
like I guess soccer
I'm
is a
so
referee.
I'm so
Anti-baseball. Then
Right,
you're
well,
anti-umpire.
no, well, like I don't hate baseball. I'm just neutral on baseball, so I would just make calls and watch the world burn. It would be very good.
You'd be the Joker umpire.
That's right.
Well, see, I'm just wondering, like, when he's looking over the shoulder, like, when you look on the TV, you get the cool little
Yeah.
box.
Yeah, that
Like,
I don't think is
how,
cool.
How
that
does
shouldn't
he,
be allowed.
like,
There's like 3 umpires, right?
But the home plate umpire is the one who's calling strikes.
yeah, he's the one that
balls.
calls strikes. But,
Yeah.
like, it almost feels like it'd be harder to see from behind
Right.
than if you were behind the pitcher.
But there's no place for that guy. Like, he'd be in the way on every play.
Yeah, he would. That makes sense.
No, like, if he was squatting, then he could just drop
This was
to the
probably
floor.
more
Like,
of a problem like back when we didn't have like 20 cameras.
I don't know.
At every angle.
It seems weird to me.
Like I like how I like how football, American football, has like taken cameras and now they're like actually like
Yeah, they
like
actually
like
use it.
right like they actually like check plays and like see, it's
Oh,
very
see,
interesting.
I don't like that anymore.
No,
I've always liked the human element of, like, there could just be an egregious call.
right,
And that is part of the game. Like,
Well,
that's
see,
just
I
what
like
it is.
that before we couldn't know.
right.
Like now, just the mere fact that we can know,
Yeah, that's
we're not
that's the death
not
of
going
that.
to.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
because if a referee makes a bad call, like that is still going to happen because of human error.
And they check every touchdown.
Yeah.
But
Every
yeah,
touchdown.
Cool story. I don't know. We might not have time for cool story. But
Go ahead.
There was an umpire way back in the day. This is probably in the 30s.
Okay.
My dad has so many stories because he lived through, I'm pretty sure he's like 100 years old. But apparently there was an umpire who was going blind. And he was like the beloved guy. Like everybody liked this
Aw.
guy. And like he's got to be able to see and like he doesn't have any useful skills because he's going to be blind. And it's probably the Great Depression. It'll take place in the Great Depression because all the best stories do.
there you go.
So he is calling the World Series, and the catcher's like, you know what? Screw it. I am not going to let this guy get fired before the World Series.
Right.
So he would whisper the call to the guy, and sometimes would do it against his own team. He's like, yeah, that was a ball, and the umpire's like, oh, that's a ball, and the pitcher's like, dude, come on! But this catcher would not let the umpire make the wrong call.
That's nice.
I was like, dude, that's true friendship.
That's pretty cool. That's some
Yeah.
sportsmanship.
I hope that we would all have that friend in our lives.
Well, what I wish is that you could just do something like that. Because, like, in tennis, the players just call whether or not it's out or not. Like, the judge that's there is really just there if they can't figure it out.
The judge is just there taking a nap on his phone.
Really. Because it's such a gentleman's sport. And, like, rugby's kind of like that. Like, it's a gentleman... Like, there's rules of rugby, but it's kind of like...
But
yeah,
no one obeys them.
Yeah,
whatever.
it's
And I like that idea. Like, what if the catcher was just back there and he was like, oh, well, that was a strike.
That was clearly a ball.
that
And
was-
the pitcher's
that
like, come on!
Yeah. I mean, he's not biased, so it's harder to do that.
yeah.
but
I don't know if that would
it'd be
work
interesting.
with nowadays.
Yeah.
Vampire.
Yeah.
Moving from
There you
umpire
go.
to vampire.
Smart.
Yeah. The Myths and Legends just put out, or Fictional just put out its Dracula episode.
Nice.
Shout out Fictional.
Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Who's your favorite vampire?
Bram Stoker's.
Team Jacob.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, he's not a vampire at all.
No, he's not. He messed up.
What's that dude?
Blade?
What's the dude's?
Oh, a good choice.
That's a good one. I was thinking Interview with a Vampire. What was that dude's name?
Oh, I haven't seen that, but I've heard it's really good.
pretty
Is that
good,
the Taika
yeah.
Waititi one?
That was?
Oh, that's what we do in the shadows.
Yes, that
Okay.
one's very good. Actually, I changed my answer. Those vampires are the best vampires.
I don't know.
Taika Waititi
This, but I wanna watch it. It's
is
very
the
good.
director that did Thor 3.
Oh,
He's the guy that voiced...
Favorite Thor.
He voiced
Voiced
Korg.
Korg, yep.
Yeah. And
What We Do in the Shadows.
Is
What
apparently
We Do in the
this
Shadows.
very satirical mockumentary about the
very
lives of
good.
Love
vampires.
that.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Is that
right
the
now.
one where they're all like roommates and
Yeah,
like they have roommate problems? Oh, I have
It's
wanted
very
to watch
good.
that.
It's
That
very
looks
good.
really good.
But seriously,
It's on Prime
what's
right
a
now.
V? What's a V
Oh,
job?
veterinarian.
Veterinarian. That's good. That's good.
Or a mob doctor.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
gangsters
it's-
can't go to the
It
hospital.
doesn't start with a V.
But that's what they are.
Veterinarian /
There's a
mob
great,
doctor.
like, I don't know who actually does it. So there's a great podcast called Crime Town. Shout out Crime Town.
Oh my gosh.
And they plug this fictional show with Jodie Foster, I think.
Yeah.
Where she is running a hospital for gangsters in Los Angeles. And that got me thinking. As soon
is it
as I get
her?
really good at nursing,
What is that called?
I can't remember either.
Yeah.
But, like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start taking care of all of the drug dealers and, like, trap kings in Atlanta.
You're gonna enter the criminal.
For real, though, as a medical professional. Because we know that that's needed.
Well, wasn't there that
And the
movie recently,
market's wide
Hotel
open.
Artemis?
Yeah, I think it was.
Is that what you guys were just
is
talking
that
about?
That's what I was going to say.
I
I
remember
think that was the
it's in
Jodie
John
Foster
Wick, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you know of a real life, like, you know, the real life version of that?
No.
Probably not, because not in the mob. But there isn't. But it doesn't exist.
You
though.
don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm actually an executioner.
I'm gonna try and like go into this business and find out that there's like
I'm
that the
gonna-
the healthcare system for the mob is actually super good. Like you're like, oh yeah, dude,
They have benefits. Yeah.
We adopted the metric system way long ago.
Way long ago. Nice.
Yeah. Drug dealers do
nice grammar.
generally use metric.
W.
W.
I've got one I'm pretty excited about.
Wookiee hunter.
Weatherman.
Weatherman. That's what I was
that's
gonna
a great
say.
one.
It's good.
Um,
Wookiee Hunter, calm down.
They get a lot of crap, but support your weathermen
we
and
really
women.
weathermen and women.
Weather women.
Weather women.
Whether they are, it's more important to know whether they'll
Whether-
be weather than what the weather will be.
And whether they're a woman.
Oh, yes.
Whether woman, whether man.
Weather?
Question mark.
Weather?
Weather man.
The weatherman? Yeah, they do get a really bad rap for always being wrong. I like the
do.
ones that have fun with it. Like,
Yeah.
there was this one guy that like dressed up in the green leotard, so he's just
Yes.
floating
yeah,
ahead.
that's
and he's
good.
like doing the like you can have some fun with it.
I think
like,
the most underrated weatherman is the weatherman on the ground. They're like, now,
That's
coming to
true.
you
There's like-
live
it's
from
like
the middle
hailing.
of a tsunami. Oh my god! He's like
It's like
holding on to
hailing,
like
yeah.
no building. Like, yeah, the current's really strong.
you see the one where the guy gets hit in the face with a fish?
Yeah, have you seen the one where the woman gets hit by the sign?
Yes.
That one I
Crazy.
almost pee myself every time.
That's crazy.
Uh,
I might do that job. That's
That would be
actually.
so
you would be a
cool.
fun
I,
weatherman.
I would be very interested in that job. Like, it's just exciting enough, but not like.
It's kind of like combat journalism.
Yeah.
Where you like, there's the journalist who goes to war zones. Those guys probably can't write, but they're so good at staying alive that that's their job. Like, it's like
I don't
he's
know.
been in
I wouldn't
Afghanistan
do that.
for 13
I wouldn't
years.
do that though. Combat journalism be
I think I would do that, but I can't write. I suck at
that would
writing.
be crazy.
Like, that's
Just
That's
gunfire.
extreme.
Like, I'm cool with like extreme weather, but gunfire is.
I have a friend who's a photojournalist, and
Yeah.
so he's got
Oh,
to be able to travel. I don't think he's gone to any war zones yet.
oh man. If he needs a personal
But,
nurse,
like,
I'm ready.
Yeah. X. There really aren't that many here.
X-ray tech.
X-ray tech was
Yeah.
really all I came up with.
Xylophonist.
That was, yeah, xylophone.
Is xenophobe a career?
What?
No.
No.
Just the resident xenophobe. No.
I hate all things strange.
Oh gosh.
Xenomorphs are not. That's not their career.
That's not
That's
a
a way of
career.
life. One does not just pick up the xenomorph and put it down.
So X-ray tech and xylophonist.
Yeah.
Those aren't that interesting. Why? We're gonna finish this out.
Why?
A yak milker.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yodeler.
A yodeler is pretty
Professional yodeler.
Yogurt scooper.
good.
Yoga instructor.
Yoga,
Ooh, yoga
instructor.
Do you guys know yoga?
I did yoga for a little bit.
I don't know the
I don't like
names
it.
of any
Learn
of
how to do
them
yoga.
other than
Downward
What?
facing
What?
dog.
child.
Facing dog.
Like the child one where you just like bent over.
Where
It
you just,
stretches out.
where you just curl into a ball.
It stretches out your back. It's
Yeah,
real
yeah,
good.
that's
It's
great.
so good. I love it.
There's
Yeah.
the warrior pose. There's
Warrior
a couple
pose,
poses.
yeah.
I mean, I know some common ones.
I wanna get to where I can do. I think it's the full lotus where you'll actually like sit
Oh, yeah.
cross-legged.
Oh, I
on
can
the
do
shirt.
that. I can do that.
Really?
I can put my put my feet
amazing.
up in. It's
I can
not
do a
very.
half
Here's the thing
lotus.
though. It's not comfortable.
Right.
Like I couldn't. like stay. I wouldn't stay because you'll see that guy that like pops his legs up and then just sits there, and you're like, nah.
Well, that's how, like, anatomically, that's the best way to sit. Like, it opens up. Fun fact: manspreading. So this whole manspreading thing, I'm gonna go on a rant for a couple seconds.
Because
manspreading is actually good for you. Like, there should also be woman spreading because it allows you to actually sit straight. Like, if you sit with your legs together, you hunch.
Yeah.
If you man spread, your back is up. So, man spreading women is cool. Women should spread too. I mean, I get why you don't because like when women have skirts, that's kind of then you're back up to that the S career again.
You're going all Basic Instinct on us,
or stripper.
Yeah,
but
I got it.
Anderson, there's this job where, but yeah, that's good for you. So when people are like, stop med spreading, I'm like, no, it's not man spreading, it's healthy spine spreading. Thank you very much. And then when I wear my skirt, people throw dollar bills at me.
Hey, that's. There you go. Wearing your kilt and just being like,
oh, man.
Hey, ya boy.
God.
That was terrible.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Is it Scottish or Irish, the kilt?
Scottish.
Yeah, that's it.
I descend from the Scots. I'm not Scottish. I will not claim to be Scottish because I'm American.
Yes.
My family has been here for 300 years. The
resident xenophobe is like, yes.
No.
Darn straight.
No. But we descend from Scotland.
Yeah, I descend
off an island.
So my dad's side are
cars.
Yeah, they're the Carman. so they were like carters. They were but they're a bunch of Englishmen, real snobby and stuff. My mom's side are the Mahagrans.
Oh, very nice.
And they were horse thieves.
You have one in your family too. I also have one in my family.
It was
I love it.
Wait, we didn't do horse thief for H?
No,
that is too dope.
Horse thieves.
The Hendrys had a horse thief and a witch in their family. No joke. Like a straight up pagan.
That's awesome.
That is so dope.
Crazy.
That is pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
The Felker lineage is not well defined. Oh, witches.
We'll get to it. We'll do a paranormal sometime.
Witches!
And Z, to close us out, zoologist.
Oh, zebra hunter.
Jeez. What's the zebra's name? Because that's how you get Twitter.
Allowed,
that's how you get Twitter to pay attention to something. You got to name it, like Cecil the lion, Harambe the gorilla. Like, once you give it a name,
Sonic the Hedgehog,
Zizan the zebra.
That's not funny.
Honestly, if someone did execute a hedgehog on video, though, that would go so viral. Because hedgehogs are cute and like.
I had a pet hedgehog once.
So here's the thing. I feel like that actually probably is Was it difficult in real life?
To have a hedgehog?
Yeah.
No.
It's covered in like.
Well, I didn't sleep in my bed.
Did you ever pick it up?
Yeah, I picked it up.
Did you ever get mad?
I had to wear gloves when picking it up. But then there were a few times I could handle him without gloves. But he wasn't really super nice.
Do they shed?
They shed spines.
That's interesting.
The most intense pet ever.
Here's the thing is because there was one point where they go through their adolescent shedding and they get almost bald. And
leaving surprise spines.
It's
just pink.
Freaky. They look ugly. I was concerned he was dying. It was I had him for 7 years or something. And that's a decent time for a hedgehog.
I have a friend who has a flying squirrel.
That's dope. Is it sugar glider?
Yes, exactly.
Those things are so cute. They've got this gland on their forehead where they'll rub it up on you, because it's their scent gland.
That's cute.
So it looks really endearing because they're just but they're really you're mine.
They're
just smelling you.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it just sleeps all day and he feeds it fruit. That's the pet.
That's actually
he brought it to school once in his pocket. Yeah.
That's bold.
Yeah.
Dude, I've met different people who bring animals to school. In class, they'll just have them, on the bench. I'm like, that's just... I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. It's a lot.
The senior prank, or one of the options at my school, we had a friend who has 5 goats. We were going to bring them to school and, form, a petting zoo.
Oh.
In the parking lot, literally.
I was hoping you were just gonna release.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna catch.
We thought about that, where you put a jersey 1-4, and then just let them go. But no, it was gonna be chiller than that, but much better.
Yeah.
We were gonna set up a Maybe we're just gonna bring all our pets and just have a big petting zoo
That's
in the park.
still pretty awesome.
That's a good one.
It didn't work out. All right. Well, now we know our career ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Is that it?
Yeah.
Are we done?
Yeah. Yeah, we're done.
All right.
That's it.
Hey.
Yes, if you like what you heard, subscribe on iTunes, get updated on upcoming episodes, and give us a review on iTunes if you like what you heard, if you want to support the show. We really need those reviews. Help us out. You're our only hope.
If you're interested in more episodes, show notes, and other oddities, visit our website, theabcpod.blogspot.com, and follow us on social media at theabcpod. Theme song by Mr. Putney and Seamus the Sheep. If you'd like to send us a complaint, topic idea, or just anything else, shoot us an email, theabcpod@gmail.com.